Good, whatever time of the day it is you happen to be listening to us. This is the P&A Podcast Express in the remote reaches of the Carroll-Vassar Triangle area. Yeah, I think that's where it is.
Area.
With me, as always, is Phil Nickel. This is Adam Filkins. We have some special guests tonight. The OGR guys, also from the 99 and infamous Quick, Eric Van Landingham, and that guy, Mike
Abraham.
Mike Van
Abraham.
Landingham.
Mike Van Landingham.
I really didn't forget, but I couldn't make you feel important.
Oh, that's tough. So how's it going tonight, guys? We're sitting at Eric's Tiki Bar, which is very nice here.
Yeah.
We are stretching it with the weather, just forcing the Tiki Bar to still be relevant as the weather gets colder.
Yes. It could get cool tonight. We could be huddled around the grill later for warmth, but we'll take it. We'll take it.
Remember. It's I lost my train of thought already.
Oh, derailed.
You derailed me already.
Remember, because I can't.
Yes.
Right.
That happens quite frequently with him. It's a whole thing.
Well, we do have like a whole wall full of liquor, and we haven't even gotten into it yet.
That is true.
No, here's what it is. It's okay if you need warmth. It's never okay to go pull the pole. It's never okay to go pull the hole, but you can go hold the hole if you need warmth.
Well, all right then.
Yeah.
I'll try to remember that.
Pitter patter.
I'll try
You got it.
He's watching Letterkenny now.
Oh, I see what you're doing there. I like it.
Oh, boy.
So what do you
So
want to talk?
you're saying no docking.
No,
is what you're
no
saying.
docking. No
Oh,
rocking
God.
with docking over here.
No sword fighting?
No, well, sword fighting is okay.
What is the audience for this show? I wasn't aware that it was so X-rated.
Blue.
It's explicit.
It's more or less like a NC-17.
I see.
I say fuck a lot. My mom actually got angry at me, and I was in F-bomb jail for 2 episodes. She told me I couldn't say fuck for 2 episodes, and
He did well.
Yeah.
He did well. Maybe one slip.
I'm sure the 3 people listening won't mind.
No, they won't.
one of them's my mom.
And one of them's Phil's mom. So.
The other two are in Israel. So.
In Israel. We need to tell.
Shalom.
Shalom. It's time to tell more Anne Frank jokes then, I guess.
Yeah.
Do you like Anne Frank jokes?
No.
No.
Try me.
Try me.
We had a theory that if maybe they had a basement, there'd been a second diary.
Yeah, she would have lived long enough to write a second diary. That was my joke, because we were talking about the Jew cellar one night. And I'm like, what? My cousin's words, not mine. And I said, well, if they stayed in a cellar, maybe she would have lived long enough to write a second diary.
Did you get any laughs out of that, or?
You saw how many I got tonight. That's about as many as I've ever gotten for that joke. That joke always goes, wah, wah. Yeah. There you go. Any gear grinds, Adam?
Well, I was going to say, people need to email us more.
Is that the gear grind? People need to email us more?
Well, we will get emails if we keep telling them.
Do you think they know how to email us?
Maybe pineapplenipplearsehole@gmail.com or pnapodcastexpress@gmail.com. They can email us there. That's always a popular way.
And there's people typing out that whole damn thing. P-I-N. Is there 2 N's in pineapple?
Oh, I bet you if we got the one with one end, like if every word was misspelled, we'd get more emails.
Probably.
Somewhere there's somebody that's got the email address, but they didn't know how to spell it.
It's this
in
long.
Nigeria or something.
8.5.
Why are they always emailing me?
Right.
Gmail is Geemaile.
Gmail.
That's just how it goes. I mean, that's a day in the life of what we do.
Yeah.
So no emails, nobody cares.
We've had a few, but they were mostly just.
We always get an email from this same dude in Florida at the OGR show.
That's nice.
Steve in Florida emails us.
What does Steve in Florida have to say generally?
Always stupid stuff. Always,
it's just
always like why you guys wear sunglasses indoors.
Yeah.
Stuff
Well,
like
the lights are bright in there.
I said because it's always sunny in Doucheville.
Right.
That's a good comeback. It's always sunny in Doucheville. I kind of like that one. It's always sunny in Doucheville.
We have a show historian, Steve, but we enjoy getting emails from him. They're usually poignant and good.
They're good. They are good shit. I will give him that.
We get more social media messages than anything. So
yeah, email's kind of on its way out.
Yeah, I
so
think
they tell
so.
me it's
outside
nothing
of
but
business,
spam.
I don't use my email for anything other than business.
Yep.
So
Really?
yeah.
Yeah, I have an uncle who's mid-80s who still forwards jokes and whatnot.
This, anytime he sees one that if you don't forward this, you'll have like 10 years of bad luck.
And he forwards it. And it's
if
me
you know,
and my sister and everybody else in the family are the recipients.
We get those Nigerian princes all the time that want to send us money and shit.
Nice guys.
Oh, great guys.
Yes, great guys.
Yeah.
Very generous.
Very generous.
Small price
lovers.
to pay for your Social Security number.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. So the other day I got a call and they said that I owed the feds money. And I had to go, and they directed me to go to Walmart to get iTunes gift cards. And the guy got really excited because I'm like, holy fuck, I'm leaving right now, dude. I'm headed there. He's like, $550. I'm like, I'll send you $600. I just want this taken care of. He's practically like creaming on the other end of the fucking phone. He's like, you're going to do it? I'm like, yeah, man, I owe you money.
Why? Is this a scam?
Yeah.
No.
Should I talk to somebody about this? Should I verify this somehow?
You remember
That just take valuable time.
You remember probably about a month or two ago when I went on and on about my new hobby was getting catfished. Well, now I like to have those scammers catfish me instead of women, you know, or well, what I think is supposedly women on Instagram.
Yeah.
Now it's
not.
Now it's those people that call me randomly and want shit, and I just get them all excited, get them all torqued up, and then just let them down at the last minute, just like I do everybody in life.
I've actually had people call me at the hospital and try and get me to, you know, the hospital's behind on this bill for something a service that we don't use, and that I need to push this through. You know, do you have purchasing power? Sure. Okay, you need to push this through. Okay.
Do you have
Consider it done.
Consider it done.
I love when I get the spam call from the phishing calls when they are going to tell you your computer has a virus and you need to allow them in there and whatnot. And I always play stupid.
Give them access.
And go along with it until I get to a certain point, and then I'm, of course, an IT professional, and I start over-talking them to the point where they get mad and they just hang up.
I keep getting all these instant messages from girls that live near me that want to hook up.
Yeah, singles in your area.
No, like, I only live a mile away. Let's talk. And I'm like,
and nobody lives within 3 miles of you?
this can't be real.
Right.
You're like,
I like
It's
the
like,
ones
well,
where,
then hang up and get over here. The hell?
I like the one where you get the image from somebody that says, this girl's in Sandusky and wants to meet you, and it's like, there is nobody in Sandusky that looks like that.
Girl in Sandusky
here's the
that looks
thing
like
I've
that.
noticed. If you live in these small towns and these rural communities, everybody looks almost the same. Because if you think about it, it's years of everybody being either related, or if they generally aren't related, they're probably going to hook up and you know, have children.
Or the style trends are very
so everybody looks
localized
the
or-
same. Like I noted that when I moved back home, I walked into a bar. I'm like, holy fuck, everybody looks exactly the same in here. It's weird. It's like everybody's a cousin.
Well, it happens in Sandusky and Deckerville. It's that much more prevalent.
Well, Deckerville is way more prevalent over there. I mean, I usually have to ask my mother. I'm like, I'm not related to this person, am I? If I want to date somebody, and there's been 3 instances where she's like, actually, that's your cousin, and I'm just like, oh,
Now, Philip,
fucking
that's your
gross.
cousin Susie. Knock it off.
That's right. She's like, don't do that. Don't do that. I'm like, oh.
Is this
Okay.
show live or taped and then played later?
This one will probably air next Tuesday.
See you next Tuesday.
Yeah,
For real.
for real.
I've used that in real life. In a real life situation. She
just-
didn't get it, but her friends did.
Yeah. Why, are you worried about your image here? Or?
No, it's radio.
Yeah.
There's no video.
I didn't mean your...
I have no image.
Believe it or not, if you were to go and check out the OGR YouTube channel, Mike has a personality there. Here, he's a little dry.
Yeah, what's going on, buddy? You need a Red Bull or something?
No, I
See, there it is.
take over this show.
Give me a
I
wink.
can
Feel
do that.
free.
I can do that.
Well, it's so you haven't noticed. Adam and I have just been sitting back here waiting, like teeing it up for you, just waiting for you to take over. That's why we've been bland as shit. We're like, holy fuck, this
Yeah,
guy's
so-
going to carry us to the promised
You've been
land.
lobbing
And
it
you're
to
over
me
there.
the whole
You got
time?
free bacon at fucking Subway. That's what happened, wasn't it?
No, I'm pissed about the Subway, man.
Yeah.
I tried to call an order into Subway. Have you ever done that?
No.
I called in an order for pickup at Subway.
Right.
And, you know, when you're there behind the sneeze guard, you can say, no, a little more, no, a little more. So I like a little extra mustard because they don't put enough of anything on there. It's just that fast, right? I need a little bit extra
Like
mustard.
a little more,
So I said on the
more.
phone, I said, mustard, lettuce, tomato, mild pepper, little extra mustard, please. Extra mustard? Yeah, just a little extra.
Just a little.
And the amount of mustard they put on this sandwich was ridiculous. Look, it's all over me.
I see that. Is that what that is?
All over me.
I thought it was
bite.
the lady giving you free bacon, and you just.
No, so I
Run
had,
your
I had to
back.
like take napkins and scoop all the mustard
Oh,
off.
jeez. What's the location of this Subway?
Right in Otisville, downtown Otisville.
Oh, boy. I've eaten at
For
that
shame,
Subway before.
Otisville Subway. For shame, for shame, for shame.
If you're eating in Otisville, then you
It's
deserve
probably
it,
not your
probably.
day. If you're stopping at a restaurant in Otisville, it's probably not your
Yeah.
day.
Right.
Yeah, there's not a whole lot of them.
No. That's
So we could,
really the only one, isn't it?
Is there a more hick sounding town? than
Otisville.
Otisville?
Where I grew up.
Ortonville. Ortonville and Otisville both sound podunk.
Ortonville used to be podunk, but
They're
now it's
neck and neck.
ritzy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's in vogue.
No, it is. It's,
That one stoplight is pretty ritzy.
oh,
there
it's not
in
one
Ortonville.
stoplight anymore.
You ever seen their school down there?
Brandon? Yeah.
Ortonville, I went there. That's where I grew up.
When it was cool?
When it was cool.
When it was cool? You mean when I was
know they
there?
remodeled it all. I know it was a big project. They remodeled it a few
Several
years ago.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Their football stadium is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Really?
No, I haven't been there in quite a while, but
They
yeah,
hold a lot
it's
of
a very
semifinals
rich
there and-
part of Oakland County, again, is what
Yeah.
it is. Kid
football's-
Rock lived there for a while, had a house there, and the place exploded because of him.
Yeah.
So
There is a lot of money floating around there now.
So has anybody banged any prostitutes lately?
no.
That's why I was asking if the show was live, because my wife's probably not listening if it's going to be taped delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's taped like
She's not
by,
going to
like,
want to
several
hear.
days.
She's not going to want to hear you from the past, is what you're saying.
No, I mean, if it was live, I'd be okay to say whatever I want because she won't hear it. But she might have a
Oh
chance
my
to hear
goodness! So you're going to be reserved.
Well, she's going to hear you
because of
say all this.
Love you, honey.
Then she's going to say, what the hell do you have to say?
Yeah, what do you
Yeah,
hide?
now you've got an axe to grind, a gear to grind over
She
here.
knows
because
I
it-
gave up banging prostitutes a long time ago.
a
to
long
exit
time
my
ago. I gave up banging prostitutes a long time ago.
We exited? We're off now?
No.
He's just
he's
muted.
We just muted
That
him.
way it doesn't.
Oh, you muted Eric?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that his mic
Kill
don't.
him
can-
for that.
I mean, normally Adam just mutes me. The one time it was just me talking, and he's there. It is.
Just like that.
You know what? Here, I need to.
Yeah, Red Bull it up. So we typically we have a whole
That's a good idea
thing
too.
where we talk about what grinds our gears. What issues of the day bother you to the point where you need to talk about them?
Or have you had any karate kicks to the crotch?
Yes.
I'll tell you what really grinds my gears.
Go on.
Is this constant because of COVID answer. Everything is. Why is only one door of the grocery store open? Because of COVID.
Right.
That's an astute observation, though.
Why is the bottle room closed an hour early now that my car is packed with $28 in bottles and I'm here in time? But no, it closed an hour early. Why? Because of COVID.
Well, see, I disagree with you there. They use COVID as the excuse, but it's not because of COVID. It's because those bastards don't want to give you all the money back from you sitting around through COVID, drinking a shitload of beer and pop, and now you've got riches worth of bottles to take back, and they
It's
don't want to
always
give you
been
that money.
like that. Walmart stops you at $25.
Yeah.
It's like, next time I come here to buy a bunch of beer, I'll stop at $25 and go somewhere else and buy the rest of it.
Or just go somewhere else to begin with,
Right.
which is generally what I try and choose to do, because I hate Walmart, but it's all we have in Sandusky. We had a Family Dollar. They shut it down because Dollar Tree bought out Family Dollar. So now we have no quick place to run in and get anything. So you just want, like, pencil erasers? Then you got to go to Walmart.
Yeah, it's true. It's the equalizer.
Yeah.
Because you can go to the Walmart in a community like Sandusky, and the richest people in the town are there, and the poorest fucking people in the town are there. Well,
'Cause it's
the people
all
that work
there is.
there, but yeah, because that's all there is. That's all there is.
Well, damn the Walmarts of the world. And you know what? We could switch gears here and talk about the thing we did last week. or
yeah,
2
let's
weeks
talk
ago.
about that.
We can. Most definitely.
You know what grinds my gears is when people try to change the subject when we're in the middle of something.
Duskolapalooza.
I got to get that drop
That's
on
Nick,
there so
this
that the audio quality's better.
Yeah,
I haven't done that yet.
yeah,
There's like 3 steps involved,
yeah.
so it's tough.
It's been on your fucking to-do list for 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just joking. This guy actually, if it weren't for him, nothing would get done because I'm so good at procrastinating that I can even procrastinate my procrastination. I do. We coined the phrase virtual procrastination.
Yeah.
I will wait to send my emails at the end of my workday until 5 minutes before I leave and I'll send out 20 emails because then I won't have to deal with it till the next
Because then
day.
you don't have to
Don't-
even
get
though
the
I've known,
responses.
even though I've known
That's right.
about it all day.
Don't beat yourself up, Phil. You're the talent.
Yeah, right.
You're the draw.
Yeah, right.
You need him to be the technical guy so that you can shine and make him look good.
He's the straight guy.
You see where
and I
he's
use
going
that
with
term
this
lightly,
because
yeah.
the technical half of our duo is me.
Yeah.
You know,
Setting it up for-
I had never even thought of that.
But never thought of that.
Now that you mention it,
Right.
I'd never thought of it except for constantly.
I just think about it all the time.
so don't beat yourself up over that, Phil.
Okay.
You're the draw.
Well, thank you.
You're
That's that's the nicest thing anybody has probably said about me on our own podcast in a long time.
As you're so engaged that you're drafting your fantasy football team.
Yeah, I really should focus here because we're over here. I'm disappointing you guys right
you
now.
gave me your first 4 picks, you're already screwed. Doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Okay, so we this
Henry
is
Ruggs.
not the OGR show, so nobody in your audience knows about Tuscola Palooza and what you guys did.
I'm sure. I mean, we shared it out on the page. So if anybody has not watched the video,
Right.
it turned out better than I.
Phil,
I
did you
hoped.
tell your mom?
It was
about
fun.
It was fun.
Sure.
I did tell my mom.
Well, so somebody knows.
I told
His
Their
mom,
audience,
that's
see,
right.
their audience knows.
my
Your
mom,
audience knows.
My mom didn't want to watch.
Oh,
She's upset because she's a Betty White fan, and
who isn't?
The drummer from Blind Rides really wanted to Golden Gate Bridge Betty White with me. And you shot that down.
Yes, I remember that part.
He was excited about that.
I liked the man on the street stuff at the end of the video.
Yeah.
Especially the guy that had no idea
Yeah.
about an answer for anything.
Wasn't that
Yeah.
great?
It's like, what's
I'm
your,
just
what's your
rolling
favorite
with it.
color?
And I'm just
green.
what's in that cup? Are you happy to be here?
Or the girl like that was saying, "Are you having a good time?" Well, I'm not talking to you guys.
Yeah.
What?
What?
You're not? No, that's not what I meant.
That was fucking amazing. She just like roasted me, and I'm like, I will do the roasting here, ma'am.
Yeah.
Guy says green, and you said, yeah, geniuses pick green.
You saw what I did there too, didn't you?
Wouldn't matter what color he said. Yeah, geniuses pick red.
Geniuses pick green.
That's right.
People who give shitty interviews pick
I
green.
know. That would have been really funny. They said brain dead idiots pick green.
I was getting wound up at that point. I really, and it culminated with me interviewing the lead singer from Detroit Rock City.
God. And he said the light guy sucked,
Yeah.
and that was Adam.
I know.
It would have sucked worse if
And
we
then the
wouldn't have
video
noticed it.
ends. 30 seconds later, it's over.
Right.
And I could have just left it on like light blue for him the whole night, like they did her.
Should have been drab, gray,
Yeah.
or something.
If I could have just made it a black light, that's the direction I would have headed.
But could you imagine what you would have seen on all their spandex at that point?
The Walmart tags.
Hey, did we ever say thank you to you guys for doing that for us? Because that was really awesome that you guys did that. I just
It
wanna say
was
thank
a
you.
lot of fun.
Yeah,
Thank you.
I
We were
think
happy to
thank
be there.
you, man. That's probably one of the best days I've had in the last couple of years, honestly.
Really?
So, yeah.
Wow.
It was a lot of fun.
You should get help.
Yeah, so if your listeners don't know what we're talking about, these guys, we brought the OGR, the Old Guys Rockin' set to the show, this event, and we really didn't have time to run it because Mike and I are both in one of the bands that played there. Mike is also the stage manager and the MC. So Adam and Phil here took over the booth for us and interviewed people all day and took video of the bands and everything. So if you haven't seen that video, check it out. I think they have it linked somewhere.
Oh,
Don't you, fellas?
Yeah,
do.
we got it.
We do.
We drank.
It's
drank beer.
and
too.
it like I say, it turned out better than I'd hoped. I thought it was. I'll actually compliment Eric. I know you don't.
Kudos
do that.
to you
That's-
for the edit. Yeah, that was fucking
that was
badass.
Some great editing.
The edit at the very end killed me when we did the Flint Santa, and it's you on the vote. Rails? Is it rails? And I'm like, oh shit! I see what you did there.
So it's rails.
Yeah.
Not reels.
Yeah.
I wonder if she watched it long enough to see that. I think we'd got an email or something by now.
No, it's 99, not 69.
It's 99.
Not
Nuts.
summer 69.
Not quite 100.
Not quite 100. That was pretty good.
So I've already recruited at least a dozen people to bring over with us next year when we come over. So
Awesome.
A lot of people have seen the video and have heard us talking about it, and yeah, like 10, 12 different people are like, we're in to go. And might even bring a party bus with about 30 people over.
Wow.
Nice.
In that case, I think we'll do it again.
Yeah.
Just because of that.
Yeah, but the best part about it, and we would be remiss if we didn't mention that it was for charity.
Yes.
That the Child Advocacy Center of Tuscola County, and we doubled our donation from last year, which is amazing. So
That is
all the bands donating
excellent.
their time. There were some great food trucks. So the venue is amazing, and it's all for a good cause. So Tuscola Palooza 2022. We're looking forward to it next summer.
Yep. And anybody listening to this podcast, you're welcome to come out next year.
There's only 3 rules. One of them is I can't run the lights for the stage. We've already established that.
No,
one.
you just have to practice between now and then.
I've already had a conversation with the sound company, and they will be supplying a light guy
Oh, really?
next time.
I'd have jumped over on him a lot sooner if I figured the light controller was out by the sound guy, and
Right.
I was waiting for it to get dark and him to flip a switch, and I'm thinking it's dark enough now.
Right.
He could flip that switch any time, and then when the 99 came out, I'm like, yeah, he really could have flipped that switch by now.
Right.
And then I seen the lights start moving, and then I noticed them get bad, and I thought, I bet you Phil's running lights. And I was not wrong.
That is 100% true story. And of course, I tell it when Adam comes over. I've got my beer in one hand, and I'm just doing this.
Well, and it was literally just between 2 colors.
Yeah.
He was just walking along with his fingers in 2 colors.
And you're up there playing,
Red,
and I'm just
blue,
like, he's going to kick
red,
my ass after this. He's probably on the stage going, what the fuck is going on with the lights? I was so worried about that. And I'm like, well, I guess I've already half-assed it this much. I might as well whole-ass it.
Well, we as bands, I guess, assumed that the light show would be there from the sound company. You just assumed there would be something,
Well,
right?
I would have, yeah.
And when he got on stage, and I was standing out there with the sound guy, I think your first song or whatever, there was just blue lights. I said, "Where's there's not a light man or something?" He's like, "No, I was just instructed to turn them on and leave them for a Kiss tribute."
Yeah.
That's it.
Why wasn't there at least a chase button or something on that
Something.
board?
I asked.
Sound,
Yep.
anything?
Nope.
Would have been fantastic.
Misunderstanding between myself and the sound company guy. So,
But that'll be straightened out for next year. So
It
I
will.
expect that the lights will be not as good as they were for Detroit Rock City, but probably adequate through the whole night.
Yeah.
Eric called the company and gave them hell and
No.
said, "Will my friend Abraham Lincoln get us a
Right.
light guy?
I love it.
Maybe
I love
George Washington will
How about
change your
his
mind.
buddy?"
oh, you can't name the presidents on the bills, eh?
Of course I can. Alexander Hamilton.
My name is Alexander Hamilton. You know that song? It's a great song.
I don't think I do.
Oh, there's a play,
But
and
Ben
Ava
Franklin-
listens to the soundtrack all the time, and it reminds me of like Sabotage or Trans-Siberian Orchestra. It's
Really?
really well done. You have to check it out sometime.
And it goes through all the presidents?
It's the story of Alexander Hamilton,
Oh, it's the story of Alexander Hamilton.
and so he's like, of course, one of the main characters. But they're all singing in parts, and it's very
It's a play. It's
theatrical rock.
Hamilton, right? It's the Broadway play,
Yeah,
Hamilton.
Hamilton.
Okay.
Rap with theatrical rock mixed all together. It's very good.
Huh. I've never watched it, but I've heard people say that it was pretty good, but I guess I never really realized it was that much of a...
Wasn't Alexander Hamilton the one that loved to duel all the time, too?
That was Aaron Burr and Alexander Hamilton.
Yeah.
The glove thing. Psh,
Yeah, and then
Challenge
shoot at
you
people.
to a duel.
right.
And they used those crap-ass muskets that were
Pistols
so
at 10
inaccurate.
paces.
Please hold 1 minute.
That you couldn't even hit a pig in the ass
White.
with a scoop shovel with that thing. Bam! Holy fuck, dude! I got powder burn, but you didn't hit me with the.
Well, I was going to say, there's probably more danger of you injuring yourself with that than anyone else.
And the Indians are using camouflage, hiding in trees.
Right.
Savages!
Savages! I see what you did there. Oh, savages!
Now we pay damn good money to go hide in a tree and have camouflage.
Yeah.
And smell like a doe's
Do you
pee
guys
and
hunt?
shit.
I don't hunt. You guys hunt?
I used to hunt way more, but I broke my foot a few years ago. Decided to buy a dirt bike.
He broke his foot after he got the dirt.
I was going to say,
He broke his foot, then decided to buy a
healing
dirt
powers of the
bike. The dirt bike.
two-stroke, or
No, it definitely there was no healing powers.
Phil, you
involved.
hunt?
Once in a while, I drink more than I hunt. Usually.
Yeah, but you do go hunting.
I go out
Get
and
a
I sit.
license and all that.
Yeah,
he drunts.
yeah. I'm not really into it. I just kind of go out there and it's It's more of a. I go out with my cousins and other friends.
What about you, brother? You hunt?
Oh, I don't have the patience for hunting. No.
They get mad at me because I'll just randomly shoot my gun because I just like to shoot guns, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck if there's nothing
That's
out there.
exactly what I do.
Yeah.
I'll sit there for 10 minutes and start looking around and see like a weird rock.
I'm gonna shoot that.
Yep.
Now you have no chance of
Right.
getting any prey.
Everything's gone now.
My issue is if I see a squirrel, it's like, something's going to die today. Might as well be that squirrel.
Something's gonna die
Start
today.
looking up some squirrel stew and whatnot. Squirrel fajitas.
How much is left of a squirrel after a 12-gauge slug?
Not much.
All right,
No.
you guys all eaten squirrel?
Oh yeah,
I have eaten squirrel.
I've heard it's very good.
it is
We-
good.
We
I
used to
can't
go
get
up-
myself to do it. They remind me of rats, and I just can't do it.
Kind of.
Tree
they're
rats,
of the
yeah.
rodent family still.
No,
and
they're
they're-
actually not
they're
related.
cute.
They're not rodents, but they're
marsupials.
Yeah.
they're not marsupials.
Aren't they?
No.
Squirrels?
North America's
Aren't they?
only marsupial is the possum,
Oh, well, thank you for that, David Attenborough.
Or the opossum.
or the yeah. We put the
North
O
America's
in
only
opossum.
marsupial is the possum.
What? This
The
guy will tell
more
you.
you know.
This guy will tell you I'm a
Mutual of
dick,
Omaha.
though, aren't I?
Yeah, he is.
I'm a dick. I can't.
But I
help
know
it.
that squirrels are not related to rats. I've been told that, so maybe that's not true. Somebody
Not
Google that
closely.
shit and email the show.
Was it the
maybe-
same guy that told you they
Hey,
were
Phil's
kangaroos?
mom. I know you're listening.
Yeah.
They keep their young in a pouch.
Look that up for us.
Maybe if a squirrel fucked
It's
a
just
rat.
an external pouch.
Do,
It's a quick bag.
do you have
Yeah.
to have a pouch to be a marsupial?
That's
That's
one
what
of
it
the,
means.
prereq?
That's one of the
That's what it means,
properties.
yeah.
Of,
That's
yeah,
a prereq.
of
You
being a
gotta
marsupial.
have a pouch to be a marsupial.
Right.
Okay. Well then, yeah.
Possums do.
Well, as Dr. Phil has.
Yeah.
Dr. Phil.
Oh Jesus!
Wow,
yeah.
I didn't even get that. Okay, yeah.
Well, that's what Eddie.
not Dr.
That's one of the names Eddie calls me on the radio is Dr. Phil all the time.
Oh.
Then he says Doctor with a K, and I'm like, yeah, Phil spelled weird. No, I don't think any listeners ever get it. I don't. You know,
You're
that's
the only
beauty-
guy in the world that spells Phil C-O-C-K.
Yeah, that second C is capitalized for Christ's sake.
What's that going?
Oh.
Always capitalize that second C in cock. Shows you mean business.
Oh, boy.
I mean, K already looks like it has an erection, so
That is true.
All right.
So you have eaten squirrel.
I have.
And it's good.
way to
My-
keep us on track.
My
I gotta grab a
my
beer.
brothers and my dad and I, we used to go up north squirrel hunting just as a getaway, and we'd go out one day squirrel hunting, and
How hard can it be to fucking squirrel hunt? I mean, they'll come right up to my porch if I give them a peanut.
well, yeah.
I mean, I could just shoot them right there.
Well, they're much more wily in the wild.
Yeah.
Than
Yeah,
the,
that'd be the last time they came to your porch, though.
They're wily.
Yeah,
Like the coyote.
squirrels are well known for their acumen of outsmarting human beings.
Did you know that was one of the tenets of Looney Tunes? Is the Roadrunner could only run on the road? If you watch, he's never off road because he's the Roadrunner.
Nah.
Think about it. Have you ever seen the Roadrunner not on the road?
Yes, he runs
Yes.
off the cliff and is suspended in midair and
No, that's
continues to run in
Wile
the
E.
air.
That's the Coyote. That's Wile E. Coyote.
No, the Roadrunner can be standing there off the cliff and doesn't fall.
And go, me, me,
Wiley
and
is
take
on the
off.
cliff and it breaks off and falls.
Yeah.
So now he's the air runner.
I think we need to check this out.
Yeah, I'm going to go
So
with
there,
that, too.
so there, Mr. Marsupial. Put
I
that
don't
in-
think that that's right.
Put that in your pouch.
Yeah, I was going to say, put that in your pouch and breastfeed it.
Let's feed it.
They don't. You don't know how marsupials work.
I've never had a conversation with one to find out. But,
They don't have nipples. Actually, the milk just is.
They're quite
through their
wily.
skin.
oh, really?
Yes.
Just kind of soaks into the baby
Yep.
while it sleeps?
So how did you eat the squirrel?
We made it with in a pan with a little bit of gravy.
Just
Squirrel
like
gravy
roasted
does
then?
not sound appetizing
Roasted?
whatsoever.
Well, you add like some beef bouillon to it to make it palatable.
And you
Or chicken.
You like roast the squirrel. You
Or you pan fry it.
cut
Yeah.
its skin off, obviously, and then you got the whole
Yeah.
carcass there with the meat and the bones and everything.
Yep.
So you're eating squirrel meat off the
So
bone.
they say if you're ever lost and afraid in the wild and you're starving and you haven't had food in a long time, to not eat rabbit, though. Because rabbit's tissue is so dense and muscular that it actually takes more energy to digest it than it will give you in return.
I never heard that.
Yeah.
I
And-
did hear though that whatever the squirrels eat, you can eat. I've
Yeah.
heard that. So if you just observe what the squirrels
Acorns.
are eating, acorns or certain kinds of bark, whatever that they're eating, you can eat.
And
I don't
always,
know if
you
that's
can always
true or
drink
not.
out of a stream and make sure that you drink downstream of your where your horse drank, because then that means the water's good. Because the horse won't drink.
Did the horse pee there?
Well, you got to watch that. Don't let the horse piss in the water. I mean, at the same time.
You know, there's some
so if the
outdoor
water's
people listening to
stank-
this show right now, shaking their head, going, "My God, I need to be able to call these guys because
That
they're
guy's
wrong
an
on
idiot.
everything."
What an idiot!
That Phil guy's got to learn some things.
I'm surprised that guy's still alive.
This guy thinks a squirrel's a marsupial. God!
Next time I get a squirrel, I'm cutting that pouch out, making mittens.
Just a disclaimer: as the show goes on, it's going to get funnier because everybody's drinking except Mike.
What? I see what you did there. Oh, man. You just got roasted.
We're just all going to gang up on you.
That's okay.
And there's going to be a point in the show where I take these handmade Jamaican shot glasses. These are wooden handmade. My sister bought them from just some
Gift shop
or whatever that makes their own. You can tell they're handmade because, they're not all the same size. Machine didn't do this. Those are
I
genuine Jamaican
promise
shot
you a
glasses.
lathe did that.
No.
Oh, I promise you.
Dude, these came out from the middle of the woods. Dude with a scraper. And we will be filling those up with something. We can put some Gatorade in yours if you
It
want.
says made in China right there.
Oh, it doesn't.
You got to have a shot with us. Actually, it's in the Philippines.
It doesn't.
Pakistan.
No.
That's what we went to. We went to that concert, and some guy was selling T-shirts. I'm like, where are your T-shirts made, kind sir? He's like, I don't fucking know. I grabbed it and read the label. I'm like, if this says Pakistan, I'm going to kick you in the ass. It was Vietnam.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
So much better.
Yeah. He says, thanks for not kicking me in the ass. And I said, the day ain't over.
You want to mute me while I go get beer and whatnot?
There you go.
That's so professional.
Yeah.
Like, look at me. I just fucking walk away. Like, what the fuck? I do that all the time. Adam's had to look for me before. I get wandering podcaster disease sometimes.
Sometimes he's been asleep in the bathroom, and we've had to wake him up a bit.
That's my happy place. I fall asleep on the toilet. It's easy for me. The only problem is, yeah, sure. The only
Sure.
problem is when I fall asleep on the toilet, my legs fall asleep.
I
then,
can't
too.
do Apple.
Well, I didn't.
Can I
you know what?
Can I have just an Evan Williams?
Just an Evan Williams?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
What's the matter with
un-American.
Apple?
Well, there's
Heartburn.
Traverse City.
Squirrels eat it.
Heartburn. They're
Yeah,
wily.
you said squirrels eat. You can eat what squirrels eat.
And I don't like Captain Morgan at all. But Terry and Brian brought this the other night when we had the party and gave it to me, and we tried it. And this is actually pretty good because of the apple.
Captain Morgan sliced apple.
Mm-hmm.
Give it a shot. Oh, you get the heartburn though. I
You don't
get
want it?
that, man.
Okay, well, Mike will give you this.
So let's tell some band stories. Do you have some band stories for us? You guys have all been in bands except for me. That's why I didn't want to bring this up. But look at me being the bigger gent here and bringing it up. You guys have these wild ass stories, and I just have my own depression and
What you got, Mike?
jerking off in the
What kind of story
shower.
you got?
Give us something off the wall or something.
Have you ever had to poop in the middle of a show? For real. Have you ever?
You do that during the drum solo.
I'm the singer, so,
Yeah.
it's happened. And I hate pooping at the bar. I hate pooping at the gig. You guys
So,
are leaving me on an island here. On
So
Where's,
do you not take a pre-game dump then before you go? or
nature calls.
Sometimes
Well, I'm
it's
waiting
just
for like
okay.
the remedy. Like there's some
Like,
solution
we
to
thought,
it.
yeah,
that
we
we're
thought you were
unaware
going to
of.
propose a solution. Like, hey, so here's what you need to
So
do.
you take a bucket
yeah,
and in a toilet seat with you
No,
to the bar.
and you
You
take
can
some
put it behind the
tissue
guitar
paper.
player's stack.
No, you were looking for a band story, and that is a band story that I pooped behind the bar.
behind the bar.
Yeah, because I didn't want to go into the stall and poop, because then they see hey, that's the singer, hey, he's pooping. It's
So you
not good.
pooped behind the bar.
So I went behind the bar and
Like,
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa,
took
not
some
actually,
bar naps.
not actually,
Singers
not
poop?
actually. No, wait, not actually.
I didn't know that.
Not
Singers
actually. Yeah.
poop.
Wow, not actually inside the bar though. Outside of the bar, behind the bar.
Behind the bar.
Because as a bartender, when you
So
say,
when I say behind the bar,
I think like
no.
where you guys are standing right now,
No,
and I'm like,
I went
holy Christ! If
outside.
I stepped in that while I was bartending, I'd
behind the building,
be yeah.
did it, made it back on stage before the solo was over. I made the band go into Stranglehold by
Okay.
Ted Nugent, which has a really long guitar solo in it. So they gave me time to.
You just happen to have a half a roll of toilet paper in your
No, I
pocket.
took bar napkins with.
Have you ever heard my theory with Stranglehold? And I've told Adam this. I would love to put together a band and have a cover of Stranglehold done, but with a heavily an Asian singer with a heavy accent, because I think that'd be the perfect cover of that song. Think about it.
I'm not hearing it. Are you?
Like a dog in heat.
Stranglehold, baby.
Think about it. I mean, that kill. That's
He has
slay.
brought this up before.
So you'll learn from this guy. I'm a madman. Like, I get these things in my head, and I just go on.
You can't let
on
him
and
go.
on and on about.
You know that thing about the Asians using L, instead of, they use R's instead of L's. It's true though. Like, I remember seeing Loudness, the Japanese band.
Their roundness. Yeah.
Good evening, we are Loudness. We love you.
Right.
They really did that. So
Because there's no L sound in their vocabulary, and then when they learn English, it's just not there.
there's no L sound in their vocabulary.
not in whatever native language.
Whatever
So-
native, I think it's Japanese that does that.
They don't have any words that have a la la.
Have you ever
That's crazy.
heard of the band The Who? Not the one you think.
HU.
Yeah,
Yeah.
HU.
They're
Yeah.
Mongolian.
Yeah, the metal throat singing just kind of.
Yeah.
I kind of get it.
But I don't care. They shouldn't be able to be called The Who.
Yeah.
They just shouldn't. I don't care if you spell it different or not. It's a
Well, maybe it's the
homophone.
hue.
Maybe it's the hue. I like
I don't think
that.
so. I don't think so because
That's-
HU in any Oriental language is who.
That's good
All right,
speculation.
guys, here
right there.
we're
Oh,
doing a
cheers.
shot now,
Hell yeah.
audience.
The Who.
Bottom
We've
cheers.
all got this Captain Morgan sliced apple, except Mike has Evan Williams Kentucky bourbon.
Cheers.
See, that's not bad.
Oh, that's good. We'll put that there. We're going to need that again. Oh, that apple really comes through on the finish.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, keep your glass.
So that one, it hits the tongue with a little bit of the sting, and then the middle's kind of sweet, but that apple, the tartness really hits the end.
Yeah.
At the end of the
Takes
palate.
away the Captain Morgan flavor
And
for me, which is
The
fine.
nose feel really hits you with the apple, too, so I like that. Like that a lot. I'd do it again.
It's a green apple, too.
It is
it's
a
not-
green apple. Granny
Yeah.
Smith.
Yeah.
We could hit you with some Kraken.
I'm also
Kraken
the
rum.
resident apple expert, by the way.
Are you?
No, I don't know fucking dick about apples. All I know is you can take apple seeds from various types of apples, and you can plant them in different places, and they'll come up as different other types of apples because it's tied more to what the nutrients are in the soil than what actually.
See, that's
seeds
more
use.
than I knew about apples
that
already.
sounds like total bullshit to me.
It's like marsupials.
if I plant a red gala seed,
Yeah.
it could come up a Granny Smith.
Or an orange.
Yeah,
That's ridiculous.
Or a pork chop.
Yeah.
or it might come up a marsupial.
It's so ridiculous that it's probably true. Again, that guy's listening, going, "God, these guys."
Do you know what fruit is consumed more worldwide than any other fruit daily?
Tomatoes.
Mangoes.
Oh, I'm allergic.
Every other country eats mangoes like fucking
I'm
crazy.
I'm
Oh, my
allergic
wife
to 'em.
does.
I love
Yeah.
them.
She's Filipino. She
Yeah.
loves mangoes. Buys
Mangoes
them
are
here
good.
constantly.
They're
The kids
very good.
love
I'm
them.
allergic to them.
Really?
Yes, I grew up in Florida, and we had a mango tree in the backyard, and I'd run out there and eat them, break out in hives.
Yeah.
And as soon as they went away, I'd run out there and eat them again. They're so good, but. And then I thought, you grow out of some allergies as you
Right.
get older. So I thought maybe I grew out of that allergy, but then out of the blue in my 30s, like one day my head was on fire. I'm like, God, what the hell's going on? I'm scratching my head. And my wife had bought mango shampoo.
Oh no
Oh.
shit!
And so it was,
That's
I
intense,
guess,
dude.
I guess I didn't grow out
Well,
of that
kudos
allergy.
to the manufacturer for actually using
Using
mango.
mango.
Well, I was going to
Yeah.
say, that's a rarity. It must not have been cheap shit.
It's kind of like
Oh,
how
I don't
everything watermelon flavor tastes more watermelon than watermelon actually does. Same with banana.
Anymore.
Yeah.
Because of the genetic modification. None of them have seeds anymore. It's not even a real watermelon.
That is true.
A seedless watermelon is a GMO, right?
Yes, it is.
Wow, I don't think we've ever discussed that on this podcast.
No, it's a little too highbrow for this show.
Yes. I would agree with that.
But yeah,
Most
with the
things are.
allergies, you're
Phil's
right.
trying
Some
to figure out
people,
what highbrow means.
some people do get their allergies back. If you, like you said, when you're young, you have certain allergies, and they go away in your adulthood, and then some people do get them back later.
Well, then they say as your immune system as you get older weakens a little bit. Yes, they can come
Yep.
back. Allergies can
Right.
come back in old age.
Right.
Yeah, that's 100% true. Factual.
I never get sick, but constant allergies.
Yeah, this
Like,
guy
I
has
never
allergies
get rid of
all
them.
the time.
Never get rid of them, no matter what I take, what I do.
He'll go into fits on the podcast for like 5 minutes where I'll have to carry the fucking show
Or
while
he's
he's
just
sneezing and
sneezing.
shit, and I'm just like, I can't handle this.
That used to be me
Sneezing.
too.
People
more-
don't want to listen to me for
More
5
snot
minutes.
coming out of my head than should be humanly possible.
Oh man, the one night his whole head was just a big fucking ball of snot. It was awesome.
Is it worse in the end of summer, like August, September?
Just during the months.
Just during the
Is
months?
smoking
Yeah, all
allowed
of
on the
them.
show?
Absolutely.
Okay.
I mean, you're
There's a
the first person that's ever.
Ashtrays over there.
There's been a ton of
We're
smoking on the
outdoors.
show, but you're one of the first people that's
You
ever
can bring
smoked
an
a
ashtray
cigarette.
over here.
Well, I need an ashtray. We're outdoors.
It's still my floor.
The wind will blow the ashes away.
No, it won't.
Well, that's a doorway, and we're inside of it. Technically, we're indoors.
Sort of.
Yeah.
I'm going to have to agree to disagree on
Indo, hell,
See,
smells more like outdo.
he needs to have a couple beers.
He
Yeah.
does. He really does. You're really hard. You're really bringing me down, man.
Do you need me to mute you?
Mute Mike so he can take off his headset.
that. Where's the ashtray?
You're muted.
Okay, so go that way. There's two of them that look like buckets, and there's one standing up next to that chair.
Man, it's like I hit the mute button. We gained like tons of listeners.
I see what you did there, and I like it.
People are only going to download this 41 seconds of the podcast and listen to it.
When I'm not on it?
Yeah, that's what we
There
were
you go.
getting to.
That's what he was alluding to.
So band stories, Adam, what you got?
yeah.
Oh, geez.
Adam was in a band called Dread Trip.
Yeah. we drank. We should have been Drink Trip.
You know what? And not only was Adam in a band called Dread Trip, but how I met Adam was I own a bar and hired his band called Dread Trip to play my bar. And you guys came in, and that's how I met you guys. You and Eddie and Rick.
So my first impression of Eric was we're playing in this bar.
He's
I
told
don't-
me this story before, too. So
I don't remember which one of us got the
the sound.
actually talked to you to get the gig, but we play our first set and really knew nothing at the time about running band sound. I'd set up sound systems so I could get noise to come out of it, but here comes this long-haired hippie coming up going, "Where's your sound guy? Doesn't know what he's doing." I'm just like,
This is
wow,
exactly how he told it last time.
what a dick.
Yep.
But
Yep.
then we got up there after he like takes our monitors off stage, moves them to front of house. He's dicking with our amps, and I'm just like, what the hell is he doing? And then we get up there, and it's just like 100 times better. And I was like, oh, that's what he was doing. So from then on, I was like, God,
Like, that asshole
dick's-
knows his shit.
that dick's really good at sound.
See, everybody gets that impression of me, but the outcome is always the same.
It was good.
There's a reason.
So,
you know.
Kind of a piggyback story to that. Like, before I met you, Adam described you as, he's very particular about everything, but everything will be right. And that, he hit the nail right on the head. He's like,
I'll
he's
take
like,
that, I
He's like,
guess.
when you're over there, he's like, when we were going through shit, he's like, this might take a while because Eric's going to want it to be perfect, and it fucking was, and it does take a little while. And I'm like, because you see how we operate, we just fucking hit play and fucking go, hit record, and we just fucking roll. But our shit, I mean, we have almost 100. We have almost 100 hours worth of us talking on this podcast, and only maybe 20 of them are worthwhile.
So there's no rehearsal?
No.
Yeah,
no pre-show meeting,
Yeah,
no anything.
I can tell.
Yeah,
Yeah, but
it
your show
shows.
sounds good too. It's professional quality. I love this. This interface is cool.
Yeah, they're impressive for what they are and what they cost. They're
So Zoom, what is it? R
P4.
P4 and Zoom
Pod
P4.
track.
Are they paying us?
No, but anybody that's interested might check one out. I mean, a lot of our users for Mixcraft write in with. I'm not going to say they have problems with these, but a lot of people do use these, and I was interested. I almost bought one at one point.
So we have a second one I'm going to be using because I'm going to, the portability is one of the things that's so nice about the
Yeah.
damn thing. As long as you got an SD card in there, you can fucking record anywhere.
Yeah.
And it sounds good. Although we do run it through Spreaker when we record now, currently. That's our current setup. But we have used what did we start off using, which was great too.
Well, we used to just record it onto here. Well,
Right.
we
started
off
with my
Mixcraft.
board, yeah,
we started with Mixcraft,
With my board too, yeah. So
and that worked well too. And then when we got this, we went to the using the card inside of it, trying to streamline, but it just works nicer to have it all on the computer. You don't have to worry about SD card reader or anything like that. And
we kind of got
pop
burned.
and
We
go.
had a really nice episode,
oh, really good one.
but there was 4 of us on it, and of course it records the main mix, and then it records all 4 tracks of inputs individually, and it just ate up the SD card. And we went to listen to the episode. We were so excited about it, and it got like 2 minutes of it. Wah wah.
What's the WAV files that it records? Are they 44.1 or 48?
196.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
You can't change that.
Nope.
Oh, that's a deal breaker. I wouldn't buy one just because of that.
Yeah, that was, had I realized that, well, and I shouldn't say you can't change it. I just found it easier. Plug it into the computer. We get, extra sound clips and things like that.
Hell, even an idiot like me can use the damn thing.
Oh, I would look into. You have to be able to. Those
I would
files
think
are going to
they're
be giant.
I would think there probably is a way. And there's a firmware upgrade for it that I haven't done yet.
Firm.
Yeah. But, I mean, they're a solid unit for... I wish it had... They make an 8 that's got, like, 12 drop buttons on it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're nice. They're fun.
Very cool. Nice.
Adam, do you watch Letterkenny?
I have. My boys are huge fans, so I have watched it some. But
the entire world needs to watch it so that they can get all the jokes that I tell now.
So I really, that's been one of my goals, and I know, like all my other goals, I'll never achieve them. Sorry, Mom. But is to be, I would love to be on Letterkenny the show someday, or at least meet those guys. I mean, that'd be fucking awesome. But
I have this thing where I can't watch TV or movies, like I can't watch the same thing over. I would never collect DVDs or nothing because I have this ridiculous memory and I can remember all the words and things, and
right.
the dialogue. So I can never. I'm just not into watching things.
He
twice.
does. I'll vouch for that. He remembers everything.
And it's a curse, but I wouldn't. For that reason, I never watch things twice. But this show, I got to go back and watch it again. Because they're like mumbling.
You just might miss some jokes.
You can miss a lot. You can miss a lot.
Yeah, and everything's
it's
coming so
fire.
fast.
It's always rapid
which
fire.
is odd because Canadians are traditionally slower than we
with
are.
their flappy heads and their beady eyes.
30% slower. That's the exchange rate on intelligence in Canada.
The intelligence exchange rate.
Did you finish all the seasons?
No, I'm still in season 7.
Yeah, I've watched.
Is that the crack and egg season?
Yeah, well, yeah. I just finished that with 6. Yeah, so
crack and egg.
And the spelling.
That's actually one of the worst seasons. Is the crack and egg?
Really?
Season.
I thought it was pretty funny.
They kind of phoned it in a little bit, but I liked the charm of the show early. When the production value was a little bit less, and it seemed a little more organic.
You could really tell the production value went up, couldn't you?
Yeah.
I noticed that about season 4.
Yeah.
Wow, look at the tricky stuff they're doing with the camera and stuff.
Yeah.
So I feel the same way about It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
You know, and since
show
you said that a couple weeks ago here, and I've been watching it since then, and I'm on season 1, maybe like episode 7 or so.
You got to get to about season
Danny
3.
DeVito just got introduced.
Okay, so the show really season 1 doesn't have DeVito, and it's okay.
It does, just late in the season.
He's on the very last episode, right?
No, he's about halfway through the season, unless the season's really short.
It's very short. It's only 6 episodes.
Well, then that was the end.
So
of the
Charlie
season.
gets crippled is the first season of episode 2, and that's when Danny
well, then I'm
introduced.
on. Then I'm on the second episode of season 2.
Charlie Gets Crippled is when Danny DeVito is introduced, and the show really starts to take off in season 2. And by about season 3 and 4, it's really got a fastball. 5 and 6 are great too, but it kind of trails off a little bit, but picks it.
I'm going to keep watching, but I don't.
That's just
so
my
far,
opinion.
I'm not finding it to be the greatest thing on the planet.
The first time I watched it, I had a hard time. I didn't get through season 1, and then my kids are like, "You got to watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia," and I'm like, "No." So I'm sitting there on my phone while they're watching it, and I start watching. I'm like, "Holy shit, this is really good."
Well, I figure anything with as many seasons as it has got to have some kind of quality that I just haven't picked up on yet.
You will. It will get there where you're just like, oh my god, they are all just geniuses.
So it's one of those shows, and what they call the premise of the whole thing is there's no growth and no hugging, and Seinfeld is like that too. Where the characters never develop, they never grow, and they never hug each other. So there's no love, there's no growth, but it's beautiful because they're so unaware of themselves throughout the whole thing, and so preposterous that's what makes the whole premise of everything go.
So far, I've only seen 8 episodes now, but so far my favorite skit or whatever was the guy dying in the bar, and then those two, Charlie and the other guy, or was it? No, it was not Charlie. It was Mac.
Mac, yes.
And then the other one just stumbling over each other trying to date the dead guy's niece.
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
So that's
granddaughter.
Dennis and Mac trying
Dennis
to
and
date.
Mac, yeah.
Dennis and Mac trying to. And so there's lots of theories about Sonny, and one of them is that Dennis is actually a serial killer. And I think that's pretty fucking rad. If you look at it and think about his psyche that he is.
They somewhat tie it in, and a lot of it is the fan perspective. They tie it into The Office and kind of make you believe he might be the Scranton Strangler from The Office.
Toby from The Office, you mean?
Oh, is it the same?
That they tied in. He might be the Scranton. Yeah, I've heard that theory.
Have you seen the show?
Not really. I'm aware of it, but I've never watched it.
Well, I'm glad you're watching Letterkenny now because I'm always referencing it and making jokes, and you never got them, and you always said, I got to watch that.
Yeah, now I'm into it.
Yeah, and Phil's also big into it. But
we used to have this thing called Word of the Day when I used to own a restaurant, and every day it would be, what's the word of the day? And we'd pick the word of the day, and we would do like they do on Letterkenny, where they'll take a word and run with it and just, rapid fire. And we used to do that, so I really enjoy that part of it when they do that.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like the part I got to rewind. What did he say there?
Yeah. Sometimes you got to rewind it. Sometimes they're so quick.
It's so absurd that it's funny as hell.
It is. It's the absurdity of it.
What's up with the bartender? It's like,
Gaylor?
What's her name? Gaylord? Yeah.
Gaylor. Yeah.
she's like having an
And
orgasm
she's always
in every...
super sexual.
She's very sexual, very, very sexual. Yeah.
Crazy.
And all the girls love Wayne. They all want, especially Bonnie McMurray.
Bonnie McMurray.
And she's just smoking hot.
There's things that I love, and this is one of the things that I enjoy about the writing of the show is when they have something, a gag of something, they always stick to it. Notice how Bonnie McMurray never says hi to anybody but Wayne.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And Wayne never says hi to Bonnie. It's always everybody else. Bonnie McMurray.
And anybody always asks her something. How you doing? Or what's
after that exchange, he always asks something. The same way with what's his name?
How are you now?
Yeah, how are you now?
Good and you.
Having beers with my pals the other day.
Yeah. So that's one of the gags is like Bonnie's not interested in anybody but Wayne, but everybody else is. I mean,
it reminds me of Napoleon Dynamite,
Yeah.
which I don't know if you guys like Napoleon Dynamite. I'm a huge fan of that movie. I love it. It's because I can't watch things over and over. That movie I do watch over and over because the gags just stick with you. And in Letterkenny's the same way.
In Letterkenny, they do the same thing with Glenn and Wayne. Glenn always says, Wayne! And never says hi to anyone else.
Yeah.
And Wayne just ignores him.
It's like not belly laughing that it's so funny the first time you watch it. It's
Oh, you got to kind of... I mean,
and then the next episode they do the same gag, and you're like, oh. And the next episode they do the same gag. It just becomes funnier, and it's like that.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite.
I've watched
every
every episode 3 times now. Been through them all.
Right.
And I'm about to do it again.
I think-
but it gets funnier every time to me because I know what's coming or maybe it's something I didn't catch. And it's a blast.
Well, and
It's
that's the
genius.
thing in that type of a show is you can watch things, and I feel the same way. Season 2's good with It's Always Sunny, but after that it just gets
It just
phenomenal.
gets going. It just fucking rolls.
but the same type of thing. They're stupid funny, but they're very intellectual shows. You got to pay attention. You got to have a certain amount of intellect to get the jokes.
Maybe
Right.
that's why I don't get it.
Right. Yeah. It's highbrow fart jokes.
Right. So yeah, absolutely. So really, like Sonny, Letterkenny, and everything else is what really inspired my friend and I to kind of want to write our own sitcom thing that we've kind of done, but it's going nowhere fast, like a fat man on a treadmill. Anyway,
None of us know what that's
Well,
like.
tell us about it. What's the premise?
so the premise of it is it's we both have been. I met him bartending. I actually trained him. He's a lot younger. So the premise of it is it's kind of like a mockumentary, kind of like a la The Office or Parks and Rec, but it takes place in a bar. And it's called Front of House, and it's about bartenders as well as the shenanigans that go on in the kitchen. So it's kind of like
Waiting.
The Office meets Waiting, exactly, 100%. But a lot of it is a lot of the things we write about, and a lot of the things that actually, topics, everything else, are things that have actually come up while we've been bartending that are just so fucking absurd that you're just like, are you shitting me? Because if you give large groups of people copious amounts of
Right.
alcohol, shit happens. I mean,
Right.
funny, wacky ass shit. Oh yeah.
Right. Like at the end of the night, you're cleaning up the bar, and you're like, "Can you fucking believe the singer of the band took a dump out behind the
Right,
bar?"
took a dump right behind the bar where I'm walking. I'm walking here.
Would you ever want to divulge the name of the bar?
It was the Woodshed. You remember the Woodshed?
I played there.
Yeah.
That was Brian Norman owned that place.
Yeah, Boomer's Bar.
That's
Yeah.
a good callback right there.
Does he know?
Did I shit behind the bar? I don't think so.
Hopefully somebody got really drunk, staggered
So-
up, and fell in it later that night.
You really did take it out back behind the woodshed.
Oh, man.
Yes, he did.
I see what you did there. Wait a second.
I suffered a severe concussion in that bar once. It was,
Did you?
it was winter time, and I had to run out something. It was during Stranglehold again. It was like this long pause, and I was.
Maybe you guys should stop playing that song.
I was running. Hey, I would love that. We were.
I was running outside to take a shit.
We were. I was.
I remembered that was my spot. Best dump I'd ever had in my life.
The solo was ending, and I had to get back up to the microphone in time for the vocals to come back in. So I run across the dance floor, hit a wet spot, zoop, both feet came up over my shoulders, and blam, I landed on my head on the dance floor. And people said my eyes rolled into my head. I don't remember any of it, just seeing a big white flash. And next thing I know, we're doing the last song of the night. I have no memory from the fall to like the last few songs.
You can
of the
sing
set.
while in a coma, though?
I don't know. I was concussed. That's
Apparently.
for sure.
So I the only concussion I know I've ever had, I was a senior in high school. I was wrestling a guy from Marlette. He picked me up above his head, and then kind of lost control of me. And on film, you can see he just kind of dropped me, landed on the back of my head. I wrestled the whole rest of the match. I lost 8-7, which I come off the mat. I don't remember any of it. I come off the mat. I throw chairs, which was not like me. If I lost, I didn't throw a fit because I didn't want anybody to know that they got to me.
Right.
You know? So I just walked. You would normally walk off the mat. I was throwing chairs. I went into the locker room and they had a water fountain on the wall, and I just bashed in the cover, kicking it in, and finally it tore off. And
At least you didn't shit in it.
yeah.
You don't remember any of that, though.
I don't remember. I remember waking up in the gymnasium back in Sandusky, and I've got the baseball coach and athletic director. It's like 10:15 at night. They're in there and they're shining a light in my eyes, asking me if I'm all right. And that's the first thing I remember.
Huh.
And then they're like, "Oh, well, you should probably get out of here." So I got in the car and drove home.
Nice.
I already
So-
told the story of my first concussion on this podcast. Episode 2, Drink.
Yes.
Got the concussion while on the podcast?
I got the concussion. It's a long story.
All right.
It's one that my mom didn't appreciate.
Long story short, Phil used to pull out centerfolds, stick them to the wall of the wet shower,
The 90s were simpler times.
and
I was
had a little Humpty Dumpty fell.
I was having a little fun with myself, and I slipped and I lost my footing, and I hit my eye on the downspout and knocked myself out. And my mother heard the ruckus and came in to find myself on the floor with an erection and the centerfold still up on the shower wall.
Nice.
Is this why we keep going through a bottle of conditioner a week?
Something like that, yeah. I mean, I had the
Philip,
softest.
what is wrong with you?
I had the softest,
Get up.
most manageable pubes in the world.
I'm sure.
You know, kudos
All
to you.
3 of them.
You know, a lot of people would listen to this and think, damn kid, what the hell? And I'm sitting here going, you know, kudos to you for keeping an erection. I mean,
I know, right?
you know you're going to bruise after something like that, but you still had enough blood to keep that thing
Dude,
going.
That thing was just full mast. I mean, it was just. I remember coming to, and I still had my fucking big old fucking paw around it.
Yeah,
And
but
I'm
what
just like,
about
wow.
what about when you woke up?
It was still there. It was still there. I had to take care of it after that.
Get out of here, Mom. God.
So not only did I have a concussion in the black eye,
Right.
I had a batch of yogurt I had to get rid of.
Oh, my God. All right.
Is that beat your dick December?
Now we
In
have
honor
to,
of Beat Your Dick December.
So
now we have to save
so you have
episode
to whip up a
92
batch
drink.
19 times
Episode
on the
92
19th?
drink. Episode 92 drink.
So that's a drinking game now. Anytime we bring up episode 2,
Because that's when I
you gotta
told
take
us.
a drink.
So I wanted, when we started this podcast, to be fair, I thought
To be fair.
I figured I had to like bare my soul and have something really good and funny, and I'd never told that story before, and I even in all my years of stand up, I never told that story.
Oh, dude. I
And-
would never, if I had that story, I would never tell it. It wouldn't be a story.
So here's
it's
here's
not
the
public
kicker.
information.
Here's the kicker. My mother received word that she shouldn't listen to episode 2, so she had one of my sisters listen for her. And my sister's advice to my mother was, "Don't ever listen to episode 2."
So let me give you the
Or whatever episode this is.
She might hear this one.
Have to
But
pre-warn.
no, to be fair, again, to be fair,
To be
I
fair.
went quite. I described it very graphically and eloquently. in the first-
Eloquently.
yes. This was a 15-minute bit in that episode.
I believe the most eloquent
shit.
part was, and my mother walked in to see her teenage son with an erection in his hand.
No, with his fully erect penis
Yes,
in his
yes.
hand.
Yes. So
Unconscious.
from the
No,
eye.
This is-
unconscious on the tub floor, bleeding from the eye. Yes.
This is the point in this podcast where anybody listening to it over a radio system that's not on headphones turns the station.
Yeah.
Turns it off.
yeah, they.
Quick. Let's do
I think
another
most
shot.
of our listeners now sit there and go, "Yeah, put the headphones on. I wouldn't turn them up too high."
You want this one this time?
No, I want the other one, but don't
right.
fill it right to the rim like you did last. I noticed you filled everyone else's half and mine full.
It's hard to
Well,
see
you're not
because
having
there's
beer.
not a lot of
Payback.
light under the tiki bar here. By the way, this tiki bar has actual Mexican thatch
So-
over the bar.
I have to ask you, Phil.
Yes.
So you take like what a picture from the cellar phone and then stick it to the wet shower wall. Is that what you
centerfold,
would do?
yeah.
Yeah, from a Playboy or
from
a
Playboy,
Hustler.
and you would
yeah.
stick it
Right.
to the wet shower wall.
Yes.
Thank you, sir.
So you're only going to get
Surely.
one beat out of that picture, right?
No,
'Cause
it's
at
true.
the end-
So here's
at the end of that
here's the thing,
session,
yeah.
that
It's junk. It's
picture's now
garbage.
gone.
You wrinkle it up and usually to hide my shame, I'd put it in some toilet paper and throw it in the trash. Because I didn't want, somebody might be rifling through the trash and what is this all fucking
God, if you're
wrinkled up?
rifling through the trash in the bathroom,
And
though,
then
You've got bigger
His mom
issues.
and
there's
go,
all kinds of shit that could
Why
be in
is there
there.
a centerfold size roll of toilet paper in the trash?
Exactly, because I wasn't smart enough to wrinkle it up. I wrapped it around it, so it was still this,
Right.
8.5 by 11 page, super glossy, and that's just the way it went. You never put your A material up there, but you always picked through and found something that would
that you
get you
didn't
by.
mind.
Right,
You didn't lose
I
it.
mean, I'm not gonna lie. One time, I remember I was in a pinch, and I don't know. The magazines were. I'd gone through, and I didn't want to use.
It was the bra
I didn't-
section of the Sears
No,
catalog.
it was the Bette Midler Cosmopolitan.
Oh,
she just had them
God.
tig old bitties hanging out there, so I
Bette
hung
Midler.
that. So I hung that one up on the wall, and hey,
my God.
it got the job done.
You know,
If
it
Bette
remind-
Midler got the job done, dude.
reminds me of a story.
You and I can't be
My
friends
friend-
anymore.
So the whole time, I'd never actually heard Bette Midler's voice. And I remember, like, a year later, I saw her, and I'm like, oh, shit, I've jacked off to those titties
Yeah.
before. And then she talked, and I'm like, holy fuck, you just ruined it for me. I'm going back. Like, in retrospect, I'm going to redact my ejaculation from that a year ago.
So let me give you the flip side of this.
That's a weird redaction, too, by
We
the
did
way.
episode 1. We talked about, is bacon really just pig jerky and, shit like that.
The number one lead-in question, because all the shit was going on with everything in the world, and I said, I know the question on everybody's mind, why is beef jerky so expensive? That was the very first line of the very first episode.
Yeah. And
I want to know.
it just kicked off from there. And then episode 2 comes along, and I'm thinking, more of the same.
Adam's thinking, this is fucking great. Episode 1 was good. It tested well with the audiences. Squirrels loved it. Marsupials loved it. Fuck, man.
Phil's mom approved.
Yeah. My mom's like, you guys are on to something there. And then episode 2 go on. Tell it. Yeah.
Yeah, so the first line of episode 2 is, so I have to bare my soul. And this is what happened when I was like...
This is my first black eye. This is the story of
Yeah,
my first
black
And
eye.
I said black eye, and Adam said black guy. I'm like, no, black eye.
That's what I thought you
the
said.
The story of my first black guy is a different one. I haven't
I thought
put
we were
one
going
up.
to hear like, your
But
homosexual
it still
stories.
ends. It still ends with him bleeding from the eye with an erection.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, and
Whether it's from the shower or the black guy.
with the concussion.
Both times his mom found him on the floor.
Crying. Yeah.
You know, that reminds me of my friend Russ Williams. He back in grade school, we'd found a Playboy book down in the woods or whatever, right? So this guy, I mean, talk about savvy.
Yeah.
What he does is he, instead of bringing the whole book to school, he just brings one page
I'm
at
good
a
for that.
time.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
he brings one
I just
page
got
at a
one.
time, and he's selling the one page from the Penthouse book to this guy who's using his lunch money every day.
Right.
He would buy another page of the magazine. It's freaking genius.
That
Is that guy like head of marketing somewhere now? or-
No, now he has no job.
Well,
Well,
that's weird. Maybe it's
weird.
Maybe he should be selling.
I thought that
Pages
was
for a
pretty
quarter.
gregarious, though. Pretty
That's
smart.
good.
Pretty smart.
Well, see, I kind of do that at work. I go into the cafeteria at the hospital, and I buy all the salads. Then I jack the price up and sell them to skinny bitches.
Well, to be fair,
To be fair.
Fat people.
I knew this wasn't going to end with you eating a salad because it wouldn't if it were my
Well,
story.
I don't eat the salads.
I eat the things that eat salad as their food. Generally, is how I always like to play it. Like they're just skip the middleman. Just
The things that eat the salad.
yeah.
Yeah, like the cows.
Yes, of course.
That's right.
By the
All right.
way,
So we got another shot to do here, fellas.
We do.
yes.
After this, we're going to talk about other things that are related to Letterkenny, I guess.
And probably farts.
Apple whiskey.
So-
Whiskey.
I remember it was about episode 7 talking about when I damn near killed the old lady coming out of the Chinese buffet with a fart. Do you remember that story too?
yeah.
I'm just reminiscing on some old stories.
Yeah.
Because we have new people to talk about with these that may perchance haven't heard them yet. So, yeah, that was some weird shit, man. The look of terror on that
You
old
have a
lady's
different
eye.
idea of what's public information than I do. If
Same.
yeah,
Same.
yeah,
Yeah.
Maybe that's why he's funnier or people or whatever.
For sure.
I mean, I'm not the
People-
funniest guy in the world,
For
but
sure.
Yeah, well, neither is Phil.
Mike's a little more daring than I am. That's why
I don't-
he's the talent on the show.
I
supposedly.
tell every story of my life as it happened with no shame. I just it's how I am, man.
I mean, I guess I tell the cool things like, "Oh, hey, one time I did this," and it's.
Well,
really
do you
cool,
realize if I told the cool things that happened in my life, we would have ended after like episode 1.
2.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll take over because I got a
Right.
whole list of them.
I bet you do. Not much cool happens in my life. I
Yeah?
mean,
Well, Phil says that, but Phil is an engineer with a master's degree that feels that he's a failure because his sisters are both doctors.
Oh, an engineer is quite a feat, man.
that's true.
Quite an
That's actually
accomplishment.
true. With 20 years of experience, and I worked for a large aerospace company, which I shit in the trash can in the executive conference room and closed it down for a week.
Still worked for an aerospace company, and he's an engineer. How is that a failure?
But both your
Well,
sisters
have you
are
ever been?
doctors?
Have you?
Yes.
You're a loser.
Yeah. Have you ever been in the bathroom of 727?
I have.
737.
Oh, 737?
Yeah.
Oh, I never fly in anything that big because I'm cheap.
That's what she said.
I've flown in some huge planes, dude. I've been to China and Japan and Singapore and all that.
China. So
So-
you've been in 47s before?
Just, yeah, where there's like
Double decker.
8 seats and then a row and then 8 seats and then a row and
it's
then,
probably a
then
47.
more.
So it's either a 777, a 47, or the biggest plane that ever flew commercially is an A380, which is an Airbus product. Probably didn't fly in one of those. They didn't really do a lot of those because they're just so fucking massive.
Yeah, but that's the one in the Malaysia one that went down, wasn't it? Wasn't it an A3 Airbus?
that was an A370.
Oh, I don't know
Yes, that
exactly what the
flight,
number was, but they're huge.
240 or something like yeah.
It's the point where I'm mechanically inclined, and I'm afraid to fly because I stare at the thing and go, this should not be in the air. I'm
Yeah.
looking at the floor, looking how many people are in. It is so wide. There's 3 sets of 8 seats wide.
Right.
And how far forward does that go? Multiple rooms, movie theaters. Like, good Lord, why is this thing in the air? And I'm looking at the floor, thinking about the structure and all that.
My wife feels the same way. She feels that flight is totally unnatural for humans.
Yeah.
And then the first flight I put her on is one from Detroit to Frankfurt. So,
So as an engineer,
How'd
that's-
that go?
she actually loved it. So
Okay.
we've flown many times since.
As an engineer that's worked in
As an
aerospace,
engineer, okay.
I can tell you that every single inch of that aircraft has been scrutinized over and over and over again. If it's brand new, it's been gone over at least 5 times, every inch of it once.
Yeah, so
And
is
if
the
it's been in
Titanic.
service.
You're right. Right.
No, I don't.
See, I don't want them to be brand new, but I don't
Right.
want them to be from the 70s either. I want
Right.
it to have been on like 100 flights.
Yeah.
Proved itself. All right, let's get on.
That's kind of how I feel about women too. I don't want to be the first one to dick her. I want to be about the 100th. That way there's some good experience there. Yeah, I mean they know what they're
that's
doing. I
some
mean,
damn
when,
good experience,
when I tell her
fella.
to put it in autopilot, I know what I'm going to get at that point.
Right, right.
yeah, but then most of the time when you're done, you're like, how was that? She's like, yeah, you don't count.
She's like, "Do you want some peanuts?"
Was I 101? No,
Yeah.
no, you were not.
No,
I'm like, "Huh." That was
I probably regressed 50.
that was interesting. That was interesting. Was it good for you? She's like, "Yeah, it filled the last 3 minutes. I guess it's fine." Got enough time for the next episode of Letterkenny to load on our slow ass internet.
So, shameless promotion of my buddy Mike here. His band just came out with a new album.
Yes.
The 99 is the name of his
Truthbridge.
band.
So,
Truthbridge.
do you have copies of this?
I do. They make good coasters.
So here's what we're going to do. We have our 100th episode live event coming up here. We'd love to have a few copies to give away to fans if you don't mind.
Absolutely.
And I mean, he'll pay for them. He has money.
Now
I don't.
we're not charging money for them.
See,
Says
that's
the
beautiful.
engineer.
That's
And you guys
beautiful.
are-
Says the engineer.
No one buys music anymore.
Right.
So therefore, we're not charging for it.
And you're up on iTunes and everything else,
Yep,
right?
Yep.
So
We're on
just
every-
look-
anywhere.
Just look for the 99
Look
on
for the
iTunes.
99. There's
You
two
can
albums.
actually walk up to your speaker and go, "Hey Alexa, play the 99."
That's beautiful. Because you can't walk up to your Alexa and say, "Hey Alexa, play the PNA Podcast Express." It'll play the PNA podcast for you.
You could say, "Hey Alexa, stop spying on me," and it'll say no.
You can also say, "Hey Alexa, suck my dick," and it'll
It'd have a tough time
yeah.
because it is a little
wish I
hockey
could.
puck looking thing.
I wish I could.
That's a little one though.
I tried getting out of the doghouse with my wife the other day. I said, "Hey Alexa, why is my wife so beautiful?" You know,
What, did
right
it
in
work?
front of her. You know, and Alexa goes, "I don't understand the question."
Your wife probably said, "Me either."
That's a bold strategy, Cotton.
That's pretty good though. Yeah,
So yeah, that's not bad. Now Adam over here is feverishly looking up something. I don't know.
that's
what the
called
fuck's
having
going-
game, man.
Right, I've got game.
You got game.
I don't. That's why I've been single. Although to be fair,
To be fair,
fair.
we miss it.
The 17th of September will be the 6th anniversary of my divorce being final. So there
Yay!
we go. Yeah, we should do
Right.
something. With
Is
that.
it?
I don't know.
What year did you get divorced?
It would have been 6 years of 2015.
I got divorced in 13.
Oh, nice. We're almost divorce twins then. I
Right,
like it.
right. That's why we started having the party here,
There's a reason why divorce is so
which
expensive.
turned into Tuscola Palooza.
Because it's worth it.
I got divorced in '96.
You'd have a hard time holding her
remarried
now.
in '97.
I know this guy over here.
Yeah, I was 2 years, but yeah.
Yeah, I'm just still married.
You never get. She's your first wife, right?
Yeah. 21 years now.
Wow.
Congrats.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, we decided when we got married, it
She's
was
awesome too, by the way.
Yeah, she's pretty cool.
She is pretty cool.
She lets me do shit like this and doesn't complain about it or
Right.
As
tell
a
me I
matter of
can't.
fact, you guys, you'd been dating for a little bit, but not terribly long when we had my 21st birthday party at your house.
Yeah.
Because she was there, and I remember that. It was on a Monday night. It snowed like a motherfucker, and there was about 50, 75 people there.
When's your birthday?
December 27th.
All right, Cap.
Yeah, 2 days after Christmas. Hooray.
Mine's the 30th.
Thanks, Mom and Dad.
My twins are on the 24th at
I remember
10:59 p.m.
Wow.
Like an hour and a minute away
Just
from being
missed Christmas, yeah.
Yep.
Just missed Christmas.
Today's not Monday, but putting out quality content that you can listen
So
to.
this, if you want to
On a
look at
Monday, every
YouTube, this is the
morning
PNA
at 7:30.
podcast.
Did she
This
say
is what-
content?
Hoping to get
Yes, this is
these
without the Express.
beautiful,
They're up to 60 views on this.
So when we found this gem, actually Adam's son found this and propped it to him. They had about 3 to 7 views on all their videos, and since we've shared it on our podcast,
some of them
that's
are up
gonna
over
like
100.
10.
It sounds very dry.
Oh, so we have a conversation a bit where we talk about mom vacuuming the floor. Like we release our episodes at 7:30 on Monday mornings because my mom likes to vacuum at 8. Yeah,
Yeah. My mom's got a Roomba.
It sounds like a Letterkenny skit.
And then I always talk about the Roomba sucking my dick. I built a little ramp
and
for it.
so, yes. So, Austin, why don't you take us more through what we'll be doing here?
So you're like
Thank you,
totally
Barclays.
picking a rival
Everyone
here.
Well,
with this-
we welcome it, and then we've also been accused of picking on people that are suspect to be mentally challenged, and we cannot deny nor confirm that. We don't know.
We also got accused of actually recording this and putting it on
Yes.
YouTube ourselves. Just so we
that's
could
the
make fun
best
of
part of the bit. We actually had 4 different people confront us and say,
that-
"No,
is that
you
you
guys,
guys?
you guys actually did that, right? That's you guys doing that." And we're like, "No, it's a gift
for
from
real.
the
I'd
heavens."
have to take a listen, but that's a pretty
It was your
heavily,
funniest episode.
heavily geeky voice that I'm hearing.
You're right.
So it's either a very geeky dude or one of you guys.
2 very geeky dudes
Is
is
it?
what it is.
Yeah.
So these were all uploaded well over, months before we ever posted our first podcast.
All right.
But wait, there's more.
Well, if
We're-
PNA podcast is listening, not Express, the PNA we just were panning on.
Yeah.
We're just that good.
Give us an email. Shout us out.
We've tried.
Go
We've tried.
to OGR's Old Guys Rockin' YouTube channel. Let's hear from you guys.
I love the
Hear
fan.
what you got to say.
I love the fan theories that is us, though. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah, I wish that we were that
I
smart.
wish we were that creative. Yeah,
Yeah.
fuck. Because we've listened to their episodes, and I'm just like, are you fucking kidding me right now? What were they talking about? The one episode, they're micronations.
Yeah.
Yeah, fucking micronation. I'm like, why the fuck? Who the would ever
There's
talk about
a,
micronations?
I'm guessing none of them are doing shots.
No,
drinking
no,
beer while
no.
Or-
they're in a
or-
basement.
See, that's what makes the whole show fun. Is people are listening to us going, "Man, I'm going to have some shots tonight too."
Yeah.
What are those guys drinking? We should probably tell them. We already
yes.
told them actually.
Cat-
We're
Cat-
going to
Cat-
switch it up
Cat-
though with the next one because I've got a whole wall full of stuff right here.
Nice. So yeah, I come home one night from doing the podcast, and my kids are sitting there, and they're like, "Oh, we're listening to your podcast tonight." I'm like, "We haven't posted it yet." "Oh yeah, you have." And they pull this up on the TV, and I'm just like,
What you're listening to here?
Yeah.
On your phone?
The
I'm
PNA
like,
podcast.
"That's
yes.
not us." They're like, "Oh, it sounds just like you guys." I'm like, "You sons of bitches."
They thought that too. They thought we had actually recorded that and decided to like.
It's hilarious.
Yeah. And that would be the bit to end all bits. I mean, that is Andy Kaufman-esque right there if we actually did
That's
that.
Yeah.
the good analogy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it was not us. I mean, we've used it several
Comparison.
times on the podcast, but
And of course, fans have. I mean,
Thank you for correcting me on that.
two things that have really taken off, and one of them is that, and the other one is my when I harassed the Jay Hollinsworth, the comedian, and I was very, very drunk in Seattle and picked a fight with this dude and fought a whole bar pretty much, and he's got a video of it on YouTube, and it's well over 1 million. Yeah.
yeah,
And then it even increased more after we talked about it on the podcast. Not one of my best moments. I was going through my divorce. I was fatter. And
Are we going to link to that video too? Can I see it?
we can link to that.
yeah. We can get you. We can get
And
you
I
turned
end
on to
up,
that.
my buddy's bar, I like punched the door and screamed. And mind you, Jay Hollinsworth is like 6'8" and 300 pounds, and I'm charging the stage, and like 4 or 5 people have to hold me back and
It's unbelievable.
boot me out of the bar, and yeah,
It's unbelievable that you were fatter.
I was fatter. Yeah,
You're such a nice guy.
that's what
I mean, without causing like some sort of like, galactic anomaly.
So that's what
Yeah.
I told the joke on the last podcast about our video we did with you guys. I said, I told the camera to take the night off. I added 15 pounds to myself.
You know who else? You know who else is missing right now that I'm feeling kind of strange doing a show without is Sequencio.
Right. Well, he got deported.
Yeah, it's he's a good guy though. Do you think he's a good guy?
No.
No, not a good guy.
Tell us about Sequencio. We don't have a lot of background on Sequencio. All that we know is the couple times he's been there.
Well, he was a dick.
Okay, Adam, I know. Just rip the Band-Aid off
What
right
happened
away.
was I needed a deck built.
Right.
So I went to Home Depot, and there was a group of guys hanging out there. And, I drafted them to come and build the deck. And then when the job was over, I gave them all a ride back to Home Depot. I didn't notice that one was
Still in your vehicle?
he was hiding under the deck, actually.
Oh, he hid under the deck.
Under the deck that we
he had
built.
So he was crafty enough to know to build an area
Exactly.
where he
Well,
could hide under this thing.
It's more than that. He actually had a bunch of electronics under there, and he had TV and Wi-Fi and all that cribbing underneath of the deck.
Nice.
And
Squatters.
we knew that, and I knew that he had the acumen to be on the show and help with the production. And
He's a great cameraman. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
lie. Like
yeah.
he's fucking awesome.
but
Works for free.
he
Yeah.
starts to take advantage of after a while.
I see.
You feel violated?
Yeah.
I mean, he does
Just-
put the hours in, and we don't pay him. But once in a while, he'll snag a beer or a
Mike pays
Pepsi
him.
or something. It's pretty.
Mike
Oh.
pays him.
No.
Sometimes you'll walk out and one of your liquor bottles will be down about a half an inch or so, and you're like, Sequencio.
And we can't figure out what nationality is. His last name is Notriel.
Sequencio no trio.
No trio.
No trio.
Sounds Colombian and
It's-
French Canadian.
It's
I was gonna go with
N-O-
French,
It's
yeah.
NO''TREAL.
Well, when
Well-
he gets really, really upset, what language does he lax back into? Because that's usually how you can kind of tell.
Well, I heard that when we recorded. It's
Yeah.
pig Latin.
It's definitely not Spanish.
It's
It was
Pig Latin.
It was Pig Latin.
It's
but
definitely not
here's what it
Spanish.
was. It was a combination of Spanish and Pig Latin. So it was almost Espanol Pig Latin. Yeah.
I heard him say, "One ude enge."
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck, Sequencio?
At least he understands us. I mean,
Well,
He's the unsung hero of the show.
He is. Well, I don't know how unsung he is. You're kind of directing him around through each show.
Yeah,
So Quincy, I'll get out of your ass and do this and do that.
I've noticed that. You really...
I verbally abuse him because he's not a citizen.
well, and
For all of you at home listening, we don't condone verbally abusing people who aren't citizens.
Unless they're assholes.
unless they're not citizens.
Yeah, just, you can verbally abuse someone if they're an asshole. Because if you're an asshole, it doesn't matter if you're a citizen, what nationality you are, or even what anything. Race, nationality, creed,
I can confirm
color.
that people can be assholes no matter if they're a citizen.
He is on his way back, though.
Is he?
Yeah.
Good.
Well, where's he on his way back to? We don't know.
Or from.
Here. Back,
Did you
back
ask
to
him
Eric's.
Did you ask him to send a postcard?
No, there was a pigeon.
Oh, he's gonna. Okay, that's fair.
He's on a truck in a hollowed out middle of decking boards.
Yeah, because that's his home. I mean,
Yeah.
that's where he's used to.
Well,
He's
he's
got
in
his
his element.
iPhone in there, and
Yeah.
he's just. Sequentio's like, fuck, I'm good here, man.
Yeah, to actually get him back, we have to buy a whole stack of pallet boards.
I know, right?
Get him over here, unpack them, try to return them. You know how expensive wood is these days.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a cheap endeavor, but
He's got. It's not a bad gig if you can get it. I mean, you'll have that on these big jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, Sequentio knows what he's doing.
Yeah, we're kind of changing it up on OGR too, right? Aren't we gonna?
We are.
We're gonna change. Tell us
because
about that.
what we've been doing since day one is Mike and I both being musicians, and I have a professional studio. We record cover songs as best we can, and then do a little talk about it and drink a couple beers sometimes, or we usually drink a shot or a beer that's related to the artist somehow. And it does great. We get the views, but the problem is YouTube tags every one of them because they're copyright
Cover song.
infringements because they're cover songs. So no matter how many views we ever get, we're not going to be able to monetize them ever.
right.
So we're going to switch it up. We're going to start having we'll start local. Maybe we can get Steve Stein in again with some of his original stuff. But we're going to start local. Have some local bands in and do their songs, the original songs. Let them jam and do an interview with them.
And give them a free video too. So that's
Yeah,
kinda
they
cool.
end up getting a free video out of it.
That's a good idea too, because not only will that will increase your listenership just because they're going to share it out.
They're
They're
going to
gonna
share it with
it out.
their
Yeah.
audience. Yeah,
Right.
And
And
then
it's
you
one of
can-
their own songs, and they normally have to pay money to have a video made. And for this, they just come on the show, and it's a nice trade-off. I mean, it's not going to be fancy camera shots and all that. It's a big green screen, but, you know.
Right.
Well, but then you can copyright their material and you can blackmail them. I mean, am I?
Well, there's your
am I pulling
trade-offs.
the
Like,
curtain?
we're gonna monetize this video that's got your song on it, but you get the video to do with as you please,
As you
and
please.
nobody's going to shoot a free video for you.
Right. No, I mean that is pretty solid. And,
Yep.
you know, let's
It is.
face it, having him sing has probably run its course.
Right. No, I agree.
I don't know. He does a pretty good job on a variety
does.
of
He
things,
does.
though. You know, one of the last ones we just did was Iron Maiden's 2 Minutes to Midnight. My absolute favorite song from Iron Maiden. He loves Iron Maiden, but he's got some other songs that are more favorites for him. I just happen to love that one, and we used to play it in a band together. We had Mike Simmons come in and do the bass. Phenomenal job, by the way. And then we'll go all the way back, and there's some Van Halen we did. And that Run Rudolph from
Chuck Berry.
Chuck Berry. Just it's a wide variety. And
Should have been Rock Rudolph, I still say. Should have been Rock.
You got me back in. I Dreamweavered that whole 3 minutes there. I'm sorry, everybody.
We didn't miss you.
I was in my own world.
No, I think
were you doing the
it got
fantasy
better.
football thing?
No, I'm actually just. I was in fucking La La Land.
Did you set it on auto pick?
I can't wait to see how much better my
No
team
more,
is than his.
no more Captain Morgan sliced apple for Phil.
Did you set it on auto pick and shut it down? Or?
For the last pick, yeah.
Oh, there's only one round left?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can email Phil at cock@gmail.com.
Capital
Capital K.
C.
Capital C. Second C, though.
second C is capital.
Second C.
Yeah.
Always capitalize the second C. Anyway, no, I didn't Dreamweaver that. I was listening. No. Sounds fantastic. We've got some great things arriving here.
Yeah, so we switched up OGR. We just finished with
I
that.
like
But,
it, yeah. Sorry.
No, that's going to be cool. I think
Have
that'll
you-
be a.
I think
that'll
it'll
be a
increase
good-
viewership, and
Yeah.
it'll give us a chance to hopefully get monetized at some point.
Here's the point where
Yeah,
I'm
most
gonna,
definitely.
I'm going to say for shame to our listeners because I've seen, like, I expected you guys to give these guys more of a bump on their YouTube videos. So for you listeners out there,
We need to share it again.
Ugh.
It's time to share that.
I
share
mean,
some
I
of
was
the
not
stuff
going
out
to give
again.
it to people. Neither one of us are attractive. So when you're
Granted.
scrolling through YouTube, you see some people jamming. You're generally going to stop on like the hot chick with the long-haired dude next to her, and they're doing a cover or whatever. No, this is just two old dudes.
Well, it's Old Guys Rockin' is the title of the thing.
Right.
But
Yeah, I mean, you're not false advertising.
We're not.
I mean,
We're rocking. We're guys.
yeah.
We're old.
Yeah, I mean, I think we do a great job in the covers, and
I'm glad that
I
you're
don't
not
think
like...
we're not gonna completely stop. We're gonna have some original bands in, and then maybe once every few shows we'll do another cover.
And we're gonna have bits too. You know, we're gonna have like we're gonna do this thing called What Grinds Your Gears.
All right.
yeah, or karate kicks to the crotch.
Or my friend's a dick.
Or
And here's why.
my friend's a dick, and here's why. We
How did
haven't
you
come
know
up with that
That's
one
what we were gonna do.
Yeah,
my friend's a dick, and here's why. Yeah.
Have I heard that before somewhere?
Never. That's an
Probably
original.
not. Yeah.
I don't think
we
that's
got
totally
first-time
original
here.
material.
These guys
We got to keep the phone gig.
tapping our phone. Or what?
Yeah, what's going on? Has DLR called you lately?
Yes.
David Lee Roth is a regular on that phone.
Yeah!
We love Diamond Dave, by the way.
That and the viewer mail. Somebody besides Steve has to send us a mail, though.
I know.
You know, I've thought about that too. Like, since our fans don't send us emails, maybe we should just start.
Send them to each other.
Get an.
I have gotten
Can you
really.
get an IM thing going?
I have gotten
Yeah,
really.
you need a Facebook page
Yeah.
that says, just hit us up on our Facebook page. It's
We do get a lot of Facebook
Pineapple
messages.
Nipple Asshole.
We get a ton
Yeah.
of Facebook messages, but I mean, we love you, Cookie. By the way, good job. He sent me one tonight, and he cracked a few codes.
Cookie's a guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, which we'll talk about. Steve Cook. Yeah, he's our super fan, our
Oh, Steve
historian.
Cook. Okay,
Yeah,
Cook,
he's
I
our
get it.
historian. Yeah. He cracked the code again, so good job. He figured out who I was talking about in my last gear grind.
Yeah, he had sent me a message about that too.
He's like, I think it's this person.
And he was right.
So we had a person on, and they were upset that we told them we need to take a break from them because the market was oversaturated at that point, and they didn't take it well. And now it's a personal vendetta for them to send me a message that they don't listen to the show and haven't listened since the date that they were on. And I'm like, well, thanks for the support, asshole.
Well, and it's one of those things where they kind of thought, well, I'm just part of your podcast now. And that wasn't the case because it was getting, I'll just say, we weren't getting a lot of great feedback anymore because things were going even more over the top than we take them. And, yeah, it just wasn't good. So
The guest himself was
yeah.
a little over the top, a little vulgar. Or?
Well, yeah,
The vulgarity
any more
wasn't
than
the
we are.
problem. It was just the etiquette that you sometimes you couldn't get a word in edgewise, and
Yeah, like you'd have an hour podcast and it'd be
It's just him
53
talking.
minutes of them, yeah.
just running over you like a.
Sounds like me.
No, you haven't. I'm shocked.
Yeah, you've been reserved.
Yeah,
this
very
has been disappointing.
This is
Yeah.
not the.
Well, that's because I tend to take things over. He
We
can tell
wanted
that.
you to.
Oh, you.
Well, yeah,
that's
we
what
were
you
counting
wanted?
on that. We needed an hour.
Like I came with.
not
I
us.
didn't.
I'm making an effort to.
Dude, normally-
not run over. the
Normally,
podcast.
mentally, I prepare for an hour-long show. Like, I prepare 7 to 11 minutes of material. For this one, I only prepared like 2 because I thought you were just going to fucking run roughshod through
and
shit.
what he's telling you is a load of horse shit because this is his personality without drinking. He showed up with a Subway container,
And he didn't even get free bacon.
and granted he's had a couple of shots, but he's not drinking beer. He's not partying,
let's
and that's
paint a-
why he's not being forward and
Let's
loud.
paint a realistic picture here. He's got the giant Subway cup. He didn't go for the medium. He's like, give me the big fucker.
Yeah.
And then
That's
he's
the leader.
covered
The
in-
two-hander.
He is covered in mustard.
That's
covered
the
in
leader
mustard.
of cola, and he's covered in mustard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was $12.79 for a foot-long bag of chips and a pop at Subway.
Yeah, Subway
And it was
hoses
a
anymore.
classic BMT, like the cheapest sub they have.
Right.
It was $12.79. I was like being a dick in the drive-through, like $12.79.
Well, you got extra mustard.
She says our prices recently went up.
Yeah, no
I
shit.
said,
Well, and now have you
Horseshit.
seen they got the Pro?
yeah, I did see that.
The pro.
What we used to
Subway
charge.
Pro.
Right, Subway Pro.
What we used to charge $2 for, we now charge like $3.50.
Because they call it something else.
Yeah.
It's double meat.
Yeah, which is
On a 6
used to
inch.
be a deluxe, which was $2 on a dollar on a 6-inch and $2 on a foot long. Now they just hammering you.
Yeah.
I tell you what,
Hammered.
if I can find a Firehouse sub,
Yeah, you like them? You like them?
oh my God, they're awesome.
So
yeah, they're
good.
good. They're good.
I mean,
Nah.
compared to a Subway,
I'm a big Jimmy John's fan.
I
And
like
again,
Jimmy John's
I'm
too.
not. But no hot subs at Jimmy John's. It's only cold.
But I like
You
them.
like your
They're
shit
good
toasted
and
so
fresh,
good.
man.
Yeah, I used to own a grilled sub shop, so for
Well,
8
then
years.
take that fucker
8
home and
years.
grill it. Don't be a bitch.
No, Jimmy John's isn't made for grilling.
Yeah, they're just cold subs, but I like them a lot.
No, they're good. They're fresh.
The bread wouldn't hold up to it.
But
It's not a
Firehouse,
very sturdy bread.
Firehouse makes great stuff, man.
Yeah, I had them once. I liked them. But there's a place called the Fenton Deli in Fenton that is phenomenal. I mean,
So a friend of mine owns a deli in Sandusky called the Downtown Deli, and I remember my wife saying one time, she's like, "They're getting kind of expensive." I'm like, "Go to Subway," and so she went to Subway the other day. She's like, "Yeah, the deli's like 100 times better, and
same price.
it's less." I mean,
Oh, okay.
you average about $8 to $9 a person, and at Subway now you're 11 to
Downtown Deli got good stuff?
so good.
Really? Because I go to Sandusky once every 3 months for work, and I'll check it out.
Yeah, definitely do. It's right downtown. It's right across from the Radio Shack.
Okay.
And it's so good.
You still have a Radio Shack?
Well, they don't sell anything Radio Shack.
You are correct.
That's just funny, isn't it?
It is funny.
Well, it was funny because I was talking to the guy who owns it. I'm like, you don't really have anything Radio Shack anymore. He's like, well, there really is no Radio Shack, but I'm too cheap to change the sign out front. So,
Wow.
Jeez. They haven't hunted him down and cease and desist.
who's going to
Who's
hunt
there
him
left?
down?
Yeah,
Right,
who's
right.
left?
That's funny.
There's nobody left.
You go to
Radio
Radio
Shack.
Shack headquarters.
Right next
it's-
to
Does he have realistic microphones with switches on them?
no.
Tandy.
Tandy, right?
So the only person left in the whole Radio Shack franchise is just some dude in Central Park with a big old fucking duster on, and he just holds them open so you can buy all your resistors and capacitors. He's like, I got what you need.
Yeah, the Radio Shack's right next to the Goodie Barn.
Need some caps? Need some caps? I got some resistors and caps.
Then there's a store down the road. The guy's like, Radio Shack Guts. Radio Shack Guts. It's got Radio Shack Guts.
Radio Shack Guts?
Yeah. You ever seen that? You ever seen the movie Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Yes.
No.
There's a
It's
store.
terrible. You're not missing anything. It's like the
There's a
worst
store-
fucking movie
There's a
ever.
store there called Going Out of Business, and you go in there and they're like, "Oh yeah, the name is Xingzhuara, but it's Sony Guts. It's got Sony Guts."
Oh, I see. That's like
and they're not really going out of business. That's their shtick to get people
So
in
people
there.
come in, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
They're like,
that's
today,
been a
40%
shtick
off.
For
That is
forever.
like the worst movie, though, right?
know,
I mean, you agree, right? That
Oh,
movie,
it's so stupid.
It's so terrible.
Yeah.
I mean,
And I don't watch a lot of movies. You can vouch for me on that. Like you'll mention some movie and I'll go, no, I never saw it. And I watched that one because of you.
what was it?
Something about somebody or whatever.
Something About Mary.
Something about Mary.
Right, you're like the one guy. Like, this
I've
was
never
like
seen that.
3 months ago. He sees something. He never heard of Something About Mary.
I just don't do them.
20 years
You know
behind.
what I watched 2 nights ago that I've never seen? And you're gonna
Jaws.
have the same thing. No, Wedding Crashers.
Oh,
boy.
that's okay.
That's funny. I love
Yeah,
it.
Wedding Crashers.
Something About Mary is 10 times funnier than that movie, though. Come on. That's one of the funniest movies
They're
ever
very
made.
similar.
Yeah.
And
Well, they're
there's a
both-
It's
lot
probably
of
Coen Brothers.
there's a lot of eye candy in the Wedding Crashers.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
And the crazy redhead that Vince Vaughn hooks up with is hilarious. I
Yes.
love that.
Yeah, she's really good in that and pretty hot. So,
Yeah, not bad.
Yes.
Not
I
too
don't
bad.
I don't like redheads.
What?
That-
Yeah,
What
I
is
like-
wrong
I like
with
redheads.
you?
Miley's favorite too,
That's
but
my least favorite
yeah.
flavor.
Oh.
Yeah, you like redheads?
Oh.
Is that what was stuck to the wall of the shower? Was
Oh, that's why is Stacey Benelli's a redhead, right?
No.
No?
She's darker.
Or does she dye it
well,
red?
I'm pretty sure it's
No.
died. There's
No. Okay.
She's black hair.
really.
She has a boyfriend, you guys. Come on.
Yeah, but he has a thing for
His
it.
name is Phil.
I
Yeah.
know his name is
and he's
Phil.
an engineer.
No, she's an engineer.
She's an engineer.
Oh, I thought he was too.
No, she's an Sugar Punk Fairies. They're pretty awesome, though, right?
Yeah.
And
They
they
were.
were in the Tuscola Palooza. They were the best interview, hands down. I thought.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well, mostly because Phil was so awkward during that interview because he's just like, "Hi, hi,
These,
hi. I'm over here, I'm Phil."
You're the first ladies to talk to me today.
Yeah, they were a pretty good interview.
I even
They
tried
had a
to
good
call.
time.
I even tried to call my mom, and she hung up.
I wonder what Robin walked away. I mean, she wasn't being spoken to or anything, but she didn't wait it out either. She's gonna.
No, well,
Yeah, she had
somebody,
gear to take care of
Yeah,
something.
something.
yeah, somebody had called her over like right behind the stage, but I'll say this too: that little microphone that you had that we plugged in, I was shocked at how well it picked up.
Right?
Even when we couldn't hardly hear everybody we were talking to because
There were times
bands were playing.
There were
But the
times
audio
where-
was clear.
Like
The
I
audio was
remember,
great.
I remember running the camera when Adam was doing an interview. I could not hear a word they were saying. But yet, when it came through on the video that you had, it was
Yeah, it's
audio was
very
pristine,
directional.
yeah.
If you
Yeah.
point that at them, it's like...
Yeah. It was. I was worried about the audio coming out, but after seeing it, I was like, oh.
It's actually
that was really
overpowered.
good.
It's kind of distorted.
Yeah.
And it was at the lower dB setting, so I don't know what to do with it other than...
If I had to pick, though, something that didn't grind my gears, but it just kind of was off-putting to me, was we were asking them, where's your next gig? And then this video doesn't air until that gig's over.
Oh, that's a gear grind, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That was like, why did we do that? Why did we should have?
So,
Eric and I failed.
he
We
says
should have set you
but-
guys up better.
We'll take notes.
Instead of just leaving you out there to dry. And
Yeah, it's not a perfect system, but
You sound like my
It
dad.
was
they
still pretty
could have
good,
given us a bunch of dates, Oh, we're
Yeah,
playing
not-
next weekend and next month. And then,
Hey, so where are your next 17 shows?
Right.
We're playing Jimmy's bar mitzvah tomorrow on Sunday.
Jimmy's bar mitzvah.
It's a bris.
Hey, guys, it's garbage day.
Excuse
Phone's
me.
letting me know to take the garbage out, which
I
I've
had
already
garbage
done.
day
you have a
already today.
reminder set on your phone for garbage day.
Because you know how mad I am at myself when I get up on Thursdays?
No, I remember all of last year. You've got fucking garbage can. I'm like, well, I miss garbage day. Every
Right.
week I miss garbage day.
The dog's barking out the window at the garbage truck, and I'm laying there going, oh, son of a bitch.
Well, they probably get there at like 5:30 in the morning. So
They were good 5:30.
Motherfucker.
Didn't I call you once? Dude, it's garbage day. And you were like,
wish you
already
would.
got it out. Ha ha.
This is the shit as kids, as you get older, this is the shit that'll
Lola.
grind your gears. Missing garbage day.
Is he in there?
Probably above us.
Well, we're below.
Ladies and
Oh,
gentlemen, I have a German Shepherd Mastiff mix who's a fucking asshole with the barking,
It's okay.
and
You
two
know-
3-year-olds sleeping.
we record this with a bunch of drunk people in a bar
Yeah.
that for some reason think that they're recording a podcast, so we should go out to the bar on Monday night and get hammered.
And they also think that, fuck their production, we don't care.
I want to play nothing but Vanilla Ice for 3 hours on the jukebox.
And not the good Vanilla Ice.
Yeah. B-sides.
You're
See
gonna
what I
have
did
to
there?
define that.
They played some Rasta Man and some other shit, and I'm just like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah, I'm not even aware of what that is.
You're not a
Drop
Can
the
you mute
zero
me
and
so
get
I
with
can
the
go make my
hero.
dog stop barking?
you're not a Vanilla Ice fan.
I'm more of the
You're more of an Everlast fan.
No bark. Stop barking.
Adam, I think your headphones are up too high.
I think my elbow rubbed against the. I think the dog was growling at Eric.
Is that right?
I crop dusted Eric.
Oh my goodness! I see it. There's just like a pig pen cloud around him right now. You know it's a good fart when you can see it.
Oh, I smelled it.
You went by with your mouth open. It was awesome.
Oh man, my mouth was open and everything.
Holy shit! Eric's getting something out that's in a jar.
It's just
With
called
my mouth open.
it's just called Old Smoky. Oh damn, Smoky, what you been eating?
Like a
Looks
county
over here
plow
you been
truck.
eating some corn. It's like a county plow truck.
Good God and baby Jesus,
Like you
dude.
Pac-Man over there, just eating farts.
Eric took one for the team.
Give me your damn glass.
Environmental cleanup.
Dude, that's moonshine. That's moonshine.
Right.
Just a capful's all
It's
you
not
need.
real.
You'll be good. It's not.
It's
fine.
real
It says
enough.
Old Smoky Moonshine.
It's not real.
Well, it's called moonshine, so I think it's real.
There's a...
Yeah.
Ugh.
I could probably run that in my car and get home tonight.
All right, while you're doing this, I gotta go
2%.
take care
It's
of
100 proof.
I gotta use your yard.
Smidge. I just need a smidge, bro.
That means that's only like
Right there.
half.
Right there. Yeah. That is way too much.
Yeah, it tastes like you're drinking kerosene.
Yeah.
I've had it before. I'd like to thank my sister for buying this for me, and so all my friends can... Wrong. He's trying to switch to glass. See, I told your listeners this is going to get funny because we're drinking.
I was just thinking, I wonder if it would kill a spot in his lawn.
Oh, feel free.
Oh,
But
shit,
you-
almost knocked it over right there.
Can you pause us?
I can. Yes.
Why would we?
Because he needs to piss and Phil's gone.
Well,
Oh, no. I
We'll-
was going to dump this on your lawn.
Oh,
We'll just take over their podcast while they're gone.
right.
Welcome to the OGR podcast.
Everything OGR 99 and Infamous Quick. Speaking of Infamous Quick,
When's the next gig?
the 20 5th
of September.
Yeah, I can't. Well, 25th, 26th,
Wow,
whatever.
that's a pretty big break for you guys. You've been so
It is.
hammering it all summer,
We hammered it all summer, man. We
every weekend.
played a lot of, and sometimes 2 gigs a weekend.
Good gigs,
Very good gigs.
not little fucking rinky-dink bar gigs. These are
Cheeseburger
festivals, big stages.
The big stages. The bus stop is also one of our favorite gigs, and we did not only the bus stop a couple times, but we played
a bean
a
festival.
party for the bartender's family, Rachel.
Oh
at
yeah,
the bus
how'd that
stop.
go?
It was great. They had great food, bunch of people there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've had a few weeks off, and we've got another one. We're back at the bus stop on the 25th. So if anybody listening to this is in Michigan, bus stop in
Birch Run,
Birch Run,
Michigan.
Yes,
And if you're in Israel but going to be in Michigan,
right,
also
any other country, and if you're nowhere near us but you want to see what Infamous Quick sound like, we are also on iTunes and every other streaming service. Just look for Infamous Quick. We have an album out there called Tequila Rose, also about drinking.
imagine that.
It's actually not. Tequila Rose is about a dancer woman who all the men fell in love with in the 1940s.
Because of Tequila Rose.
Because of
Tequila.
drinking, yeah.
Yeah.
But her name was Rose, and she liked tequila.
The sailors say, Brandy, you're a fine girl.
Fine girl.
What a good wife you would be.
If you like to get married.
My life, my love, my lady is the sea.
It's kind of like this is what we talked about with Lonely Island, like me singing of the Lonely Island Boys, and he's our
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake. Yeah,
It's not.
Cheers.
It's not Captain Morgan this
Yeah.
time, Phil.
Don't tell Phil
Copy
what
that.
it is, though. Let him discover.
Oh, that's just like finding the Easter Bunny dead on your lawn the next morning after.
You know what that tastes like?
Oh,
Moonshine.
The water you washed off your grill after cooking chicken.
I don't know why you've ever tasted that, but
Doesn't
okay.
it taste like that?
No, it tastes like 89 octane.
Oh,
Ugh.
that was the moonshine.
Tastes like greasy water.
I expected it to have
Yeah.
some redeeming quality.
I'm gonna have to ask my sister to stop buying me that. Just trying to put some cool things on my wall here at the Tiki Bar, though.
Well, yeah.
We put a lot of effort into the bar.
No, I'll bring you some bottles.
I wish the listeners could see this place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it is.
it's very-
Why don't you
impressive.
paint a picture with your words?
Well, it used to be. We're under a deck. It's a 30 or more foot deck that's 15
Yeah.
foot off the house.
You got a big deck.
I got a big deck.
Huge deck.
Huge deck.
well, he trims the hedges.
He's got a huge
next
deck.
to it.
Yeah, the hedge is so it's the biggest tree in the forest.
And
by the
everybody loves a big deck.
way. Yeah.
Yes.
So, and under here is the French doors going into my basement, but it used to be just mud. And we used to have a party here.
You remember
we
he
called
used to
Summer
make you
Rocks.
barbecue in that mud?
Yeah.
Before he put cement down and stuff? Yeah.
We used to put some tables up and shit, and it was still kind of, like this, but nowhere near as nice. So now we put concrete down, and what else do you see here, Mike?
It's beautiful. We have a thatch roof on the bar,
On the
which
tiki
Well,
bar.
there's a roof on the bar with thatch, and then there's
It's a fat girl's
there's
grass
a
skirt,
thatch
yes.
awning over the French doors, and there's ambient lighting.
and there's a
ambient lighting, and
there's a setting area. There's a living room area.
and all there's 3 bars, and they're all made out of pallet wood that I've meticulously, is that the right word, burned each piece on a wood
that
burner.
is the word.
And then
It looks great.
It looks great
polyurethane.
here. It looks
shit out of
great
them.
here.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I
It
wish
is
I wish
awesome.
everyone.
Someday I hope to have something 10% as nice as this. Instead, I just have one of those lawn chairs with the nylon straps that are all different colors.
And an umbrella.
And an old igloo cooler that the lid is broken off of, and
I'll get you an umbrella,
in
bro.
a basement with cement floor. That's it.
Do you live with your mom?
Close. I live at my mom's house.
At your mom's house, but not with your mom.
Your mom
Correct.
doesn't live there?
No.
He does not.
She found out he was moving in.
I actually
All right, well, I'm getting an apartment next door.
I actually live by myself in a big old house that's way more house than I need.
Really?
But it's paid for.
Okay, that's cool.
That's all them years of being an engineer. Actually, yeah.
Failure!
Nice.
I own my own house. I'm
You got any
debt free.
prospects? Any dating going on for you?
Oh fuck! Are you kidding me?
Not interested?
No, I'm very interested. They're not interested in me.
All right, so what's the problem, Phil? How can we hook him up
Adam?
with a date?
Yeah.
Well, so
This is going to be the topic of our next OG era, too.
so we've thought
How to
about.
get Phil laid?
We're going to need some pictures.
Of me?
Oh, I've got
Yeah.
some good ones.
Preferably not naked.
No.
So I've we've been putting a lot of thought into this, and our 100th episode may include a dating game for Phil, if we can find eligible women.
A la if you've ever watched Mallrats, it'll be like a dating game.
Yeah, love it.
That's awesome.
Kevin Smith joint, yeah.
So I think that would go well.
I mean, women are very interested in financial stability, and you do have that.
Oh, I have tons of it, yeah.
Yeah, so that should be a huge seller
Like,
for you.
one of my friends...
you're funny.
So one of my friends really loves the fact that he asked me for my ATM receipts because the balance is really nice on there. And he's a broke-ass motherfucker, but a good-looking dude. So he'll just randomly, like... be out at the bar and like drop one of my ATM receipts because it's got that nice total on it, and it gets him laid like that. Yeah.
Wow, are you serious?
Yeah,
I've got this picture of Phil, and then
Yes, don't use things like that.
which one is that?
That is not him.
No.
Yeah, no.
it's Doc Ock.
This was the joke. This is probably about episode 25
Gabriel
or so. We
Byrne.
talked about this. Yeah,
I mean,
where he did a side-by-side comparison, and we talked about it.
holy shit!
Yeah.
No, I don't see it at all. That does not look like him.
You know, and you look at that picture of Phil. Go back to that picture. It's hard to believe that guy can't get laid. I mean, it's hard to believe that guy.
Well, I mean, by looks, yeah, but when you throw in the personality,
Well,
that all
right
makes sense.
in that picture, he looks like he was like part of the cast of
Duck Dynasty. He's
what was
the
that?
ugly
Something
Duck
by
Dynasty
Moonlight,
guy.
Escanaba by Moonlight.
Yeah, I'm the buckless youper.
Yes.
Yeah.
Chevy took a shit.
Oh, my Chevy took a shit. What?
I've never seen that one.
Tastes like sap.
Chevy shook a shit, and he couldn't understand him. Say what?
Tastes like sap.
He walked because his Chevy broke down. His Chevy shook a shit.
My Chevy shook a shit.
I've never seen it.
pretty
Escanaba
funny.
and Moonlight,
What
I've
the
never seen
fuck
They were
is
big old
wrong
fight
with
about
you?
pasties.
Didn't Jeff Daniels write it and all that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
directed.
Yeah.
Yeah, started.
I've
Dude,
never seen it.
Jeff Daniels, when we used to go to Tip Up Town every year on Houghton Lake,
Been there.
and one year
Played in the softball tournament up there a couple years in a row.
we go out on the lake with our machines and we see a bunch of trucks around a little campfire in the middle of the lake,
Yeah.
and it's noon. There's a little campfire, and there's one guy sitting at the
Not out
campfire.
of the ordinary, but okay.
So we drive up there on our quads, and we stop, and the guy sitting at the campfire is frickin' Ernest Borgnine.
What?
Yeah.
What the fuck?
We're like, what the hell? And me and Brad. So we go and ask somebody. They're like, they're shooting a movie called Frozen Stupid. It's the guys from Escanaba by Moonlight.
Really?
Like, no shit. So we hung
Ernest
around.
Borgnine was there.
Borgnine was sitting there at that fire doing his part or whatever. And when he got done, Brad went over to one of the people doing the shooting or whatever. And there was a girl and said, could we say hi to Ernest Borgnine? And she said, nah, you really shouldn't approach him. Okay, and she walked away, and then we just walked over to him.
Of course, that's the play. That's
He was
the
like
play.
changing his socks in like a Chevy Blazer or something. We walked up, and Brad said, "Hey, Ernest." He's like, "Hi." He was very friendly.
Right.
Oh, my name's Brad. And this is Eric. We were watching you do your part. Dug it, man. We like all your stuff. Thanks, man. He was a super friendly dude.
So here's the thing.
Nothing like the girl was trying to tell us to go away.
You know that production assistant got her ass chewed after that, though. Because he's like, I thought I told you to keep these crazy assholes away from me.
Maybe, but the
No,
problem.
I'm not lying. That's how it goes.
That show, that movie never made it. They
Right.
never
It
finished
never-
it.
Frozen Stupid never got made.
So you know
But
what
there are clips of it out there somewhere,
Yeah.
and I'd like to find them.
my favorite Ernest Borgnine thing he ever did was a non-serious role, and that was in Basketball.
Yes.
Fucking great.
I love basketball.
Fucking great movie, too. Ernest Borgnine. That's deep right there. So, Frozen Stupid. I will look for that. I will check that out.
It never was made, so don't look.
No. I mean, I will look
You
for
can
clips
find
and
clips.
things like
Clips of
that.
it.
Because I love that obscure shit. Like Mitch Hedberg's movie called...
Yeah.
I didn't even know
Los,
he had it.
Los Burritos or something. It was...
I watched it.
Yeah, I've watched the whole thing. It's on YouTube, and it's actually brilliant.
Hadn't seen Something About Mary, but have seen Mitch Hedberg's movie.
I love Mitch Hedberg.
Who doesn't love Mitch Hedberg?
He's one of the greatest comedians in my life, anyway.
So I
Yeah.
spent 2 years speaking in nothing but Mitch Hedberg's cadence the whole time. And
We did that, too.
Very few
Yeah.
people have caught on, and I'm just like, it's brilliant. It's
Yeah.
fucking brilliant. I don't know who the real hero is down there.
Right? The pants or the belt?
The belt, yeah. So I've got a belt that holds up my pants, but the belt loops hold the belt.
So who's the real hero?
So who's the real hero? Hey, an escalator can never be out of order.
it can only
just
become
becomes
stairs.
I ordered the club sandwich. I don't know how I get away with it. I'm not even a member.
Yeah, he's a great one-liner dude. He's very similar to Stephen Wright in couple others.
My
but
favorite bit is about waiting in restaurants when he's like, "Have you ever been in a restaurant?"
the Dufresnes?
Yeah. Dufresne's party of 3.
Nobody
Dufresne's
answers.
party of 3. Holy shit, we need to form a search party to find a Dufresne's.
How can you eat at a time like this?
Yeah,
People are missing.
You got it. How can you eat at a time like this? People are missing.
Yeah, you brought up Stephen Wright. He was always one of my favorite comedians. He had this one thing where he was like, "Yeah, I went to my apartment the other day, and I said to my roommate, 'Did you know we'd been robbed? They took everything, replaced it with an exact replica.'"
Yeah.
He looks at me and says, "Do I know you?"
Right.
That's brilliant.
There
That's
he
a good
goes. I was
joke.
walking down the street the other day, and I saw a guy with wooden legs, but real feet.
Steve, yeah, that's...
I went to a 24-hour convenience store. They were closed. There's a guy in there. I knocked. I said, "Hey, it says 24 hours." He said, "Not in a row."
Not in a row.
Hedberg walking down the street, seen a dry cleaner that said, "Sorry, we're closed." He
It's
said,
3
"But
o'clock in the
it's
morning."
3 o'clock in the morning. You don't have to apologize. It would be stupid of me to expect you to be open.
Oh boy!
I bet the inside of a Lysol can is really fucking clean.
Oh, shit.
No, stand up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you consume large amounts of alcohol.
Have you ever heard a guy called Andrew Santino?
Of course, yeah.
He's my new favorite.
Yeah,
I
Andrew Santino's
fucking
great. He was
love
on,
this
he's
guy.
been on cameos on a lot of different shows, but one of them is my favorite was The League. He
Oh, I
played
never
one of
saw
the
that.
fellow attorneys on The League. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never seen that show.
He's the redhead,
or-
Andrew Santino. Yeah, he's
Or I've
fucking
never seen him
crazy.
in any show. I just caught
Yeah,
his
no, he's
stand up
got-
a couple
he-
times,
yeah,
and
he's-
this dude's funny, man.
He's one of those of that ilk that's really good friends with like Bert Kreischer.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're all fantastic comedians. Like I'll never
The
get that level.
Machine.
Bert the Machine.
I understand you are the machine.
The Machine.
Yeah.
So we had a fundraiser in Sandusky for our wrestling team a couple of years ago, and we had a guy named Steve Sabo come in.
Oh, yeah, I know him.
And he's from Toledo. He comes up to Sandusky, and we had an extremely low turnout. Like, we sold a ton of tickets, but there ended up being weddings and a whole bunch of stuff. So we had, like, maybe 40 people there.
Yeah, he does the battleship bit. I've had that guy at an event that I promoted once. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
So
40 people?
yeah,
Sounds like a 99 gig.
double in 99.
Oh shit! That's one of our drops too that he wasn't prepared for. But yeah. Wow. Oh shit! That's the drop.
So he had this bit, and I bought one of the shirts. I wear it when I play out a lot of times. But he's like, I look at this crowd. You're not a bad looking crowd. You're not a great looking crowd, but I'd say 65% fuckable. And
Oh, that joke kills, man.
oh,
That's-
yeah, I mean, and he does it way, way better. He has this whole big spiel with it. And then at the end of it, he does that towards the beginning of his set, right? And then at the end, he's like, he kind of throws back to it, and he's like, and that's why I have these 65% fuckable shirts. And it's a shirt that just says 65% fuckable on it.
So that
I-
is
that is the
brilliant.
origin of the shirt that I
That
got.
needs to be a subscription. They send you a new shirt every year with 10% less.
Yeah.
As you age, you're 10% less fuckable every year.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What happens when you get below 0?
Well, then
Well, you probably don't care no more.
Yeah, you just don't care.
If you sustain an erection lasting longer than 4 hours, yeah. Wow.
There was our old singer, remember Steve? Did you ever meet him? From Bottom Feeders. Funny guy. Told a girl he was going to give her a shirt called... Waitress said, it was at the Woodshed. Waitress at the Woodshed. I'm going to get you a shirt that says, if you have or experience an erection lasting more than 4 hours, call the doctor. And it was for the waitress because she was, giving him an erection, apparently.
D.L. Hughley says, "I'm not calling a doctor. I'm calling a prostitute. I
Right.
need a professional."
That's
I
right.
need to deflate this bitch.
Hell yeah.
I need a doctor to tell me how to deflate it. I just need to deflate it.
I've never understood those commercials, all the disclaimers on them.
Has anybody here tried Viagra before?
I've used it for recreationally. I don't need it, but it
so I
was
was
really
told
fun.
a half a pill,
It's really fun.
and that was the weirdest Saturday I've ever had. I went through like 20 pages of my fucking movie magazine that day.
You should do that when you're with someone.
Oh, that's the key. That's the part I missed.
His shower has a spot where there's like, it looks like newsprint.
Yeah, it's like silly putty. It's the silly putty shower.
Like Quagmire comes, answers the door, one arm's really huge.
Oh yeah,
Giggity.
giggity.
Oh,
When I was early 20s, I used to date a girl named Dawn, and I had a shirt, and she was not impressed. It actually broke us up. I got a shirt that said "I rise at the crack of dawn."
Oh my
She
god!
dumped me over it.
So I had a
so it became irrelevant pretty quick.
It did, yes, it
so
did.
I too have a similar plight. I had a shirt in college that just said "Chicks hate me." Well, I was dating a woman who her last name was Hicks.
Oh.
So somebody put duct tape over the C as well as the H, so it just said Hicks ate me. She didn't appreciate that. That's a true story.
Damn.
Oh,
And you know who I'm talking about. Well, you were around when I dated her. Fuck.
yeah.
That was a long time ago.
See, Adam doesn't have all these dating stories. He just dated Mary and they got married.
Oh man,
Yeah, pretty much.
I've been around, man. I've kicked the tires. I've had to fucking buy special shampoos. I've had to fuck, man.
Special shampoos. Yep, get the crabs.
So
I've been prescribed penicillin before. I mean,
So I shit you not. I'll let the person remain totally nameless, but I had somebody back in the Dread Trip days that says, you know what? Raid does not cure crabs. And I'm like,
fact.
Were they in the band?
no.
Oh, all right.
They were close to the band, but
Well, I wouldn't be able to guess that.
you might be able to, you know who I was talking about. I'll tell you off podcast.
Oh, okay. Off podcast.
I told you I used to own a sandwich shop, right? I used to own a sandwich shop, and it was right next door to a T-shirt shop. So when the boss at the T-shirt shop would leave, the guy that worked there would come down and hustle me for free sandwiches. He would trade me free. So we would make lists of anything you wanted on a shirt, and he would make up the shirt. And anytime he brought one that was on the list, he'd get a free lunch. It was a good deal for us because the shirts are $20, you know. So yes, we got all kinds of goofy ass shirts. I got one that says "Salmon, the other pink meat."
Jesus Christ.
I got one that says SpongeBob is not a contraceptive. I mean, just ridiculous things. I have all these shirts.
So a group of young women we used to hang out with bought me a shirt one time and gave it to me that just said, and I think it's got to be a compliment. It just said, it had an arrow that just said "the man" upwards, and it said "the legend" and an arrow downwards. And I was given that shirt by a group of young ladies. So
Who would
they were
probably-
my age, but
They
Oh my
had
God.
never experienced either.
This
But-
reminds me of a story. I'm going to switch gears, but that reminded me of a story. We're talking about band stuff, right? Everybody here knows, except you, in the 90s, I was in a Metallica tribute, and we toured the United States. We played in 26 of the states.
so did you play Megadeth songs?
No, we were a Metallica tribute. I was the James Hetfield guy, believe it or not. I was skinny.
So you can
had
sing
hair.
right from down in
Oh,
there.
yeah. Yep, I had all that.
Good evening.
So, yeah, you put an AH after everything. You are James Hetfield. The band
That's an
was called,
astute observation.
It's true.
the band was called Damage Incorporated, and we toured constantly. And we loved it. We were all early 20s. So we did this stint in Florida where we had a bunch of dates in Florida, right?
Oh, what a cesspool.
Yeah, we get down to Florida, and like we go to our first date, whatever it is, and we meet these two girls, a couple of blondes,
Move this story along.
and they end up.
No, I like the pace. I like the pacing.
These girls end up hanging out
It's
with us
theater of the mind.
and going to every Florida date we had, right?
Right.
So we would be approaching our next city, and we go to the hotel, and they had already been there. They had contacted our booking agency, and they were already at the hotel. They filled it up with food. They filled it up with beer, and we get there, and the shit's already taken care of. It's just these chicks would do this, right? And I wasn't doing either one of them. They were like, one of them was doing one of the roadies, the other one was doing the drummer or something
Wait a
like
minute.
that.
Wait a minute. Whoa. I must interject.
No,
in this
roadies
story.
get more than the band. Always.
Are you shitting me?
Always.
Yeah,
more.
that's
And
kinda-
we had-
That's so I could never play an instrument, so I never fucked with anything going on tours with bands or anything. I should have just been a roadie.
Roadies got more pussy than the band.
We
always.
had real roadies, too. They were actually paid to do their job.
My
And
whole life is a lie.
We didn't pay our roadies.
So the point of this story is that after we hit 8 or 10 gigs in Florida, we're leaving. Right, we're driving up Florida. We're going to just about getting to Georgia, and we're all in the van with our shit in the back and the trailer. And then you could see, hey, what the fuck's that up in the road? And there's a car on the side of the road, and these girls have pillowcases that they've tied together, and it said, "We love you, Damage Incorporated," and they're holding it up as we drive by.
Nice.
It stuck me in the heartstrings and I didn't even do either one of them. They just did all this shit for us and had a great time for the last 3 or 4 weeks, and so did we. And they're saying goodbye. It was awesome, dude.
Thank you for not mentioning the Florida Georgia line.
No, I didn't. I'm not going to go that way.
You just did, Phil. Way to ruin it. Way to ruin it with that.
But
I have to
I
explain
think that's
the
a pretty
joke?
good story.
I thought that was
keep,
a terrible story.
And actually, I kept.
You hated it.
We stopped.
Mike, and I
we
love
stopped and gave the girls hugs and everything, and they gave us the pillowcases they had written on, and I have them packed away somewhere.
I love the fact that you hated that story. Mike.
It's anticlimactic. That's all. We're getting all this lead backstory to bitches on the side of the road holding pillowcases.
It's kind of like
not
Bette Midler and
anticlimactic.
Cosmopolitan in the 90s.
That story, smoke that story.
It's not anticlimactic
Whacking
if you
into
live
Bette
it.
Midler Cosmopolitan, that's a way better story
That's a
than...
way better comic
No,
story.
it's not.
Yep.
So let's
No, comedy-wise, it's a better story. But as far as my life, it's your story trumps that fucking.
Okay.
I just think I'm going to tear this story apart for a minute.
Let me analyze this. So if I tell you the story about me jamming for 6 hours and getting plowed with Dimebag Darrell,
That's a great story.
but it's about the same climactic. It doesn't end in anything besides me saying, "All right, dude,
And
nice
can I-
meeting
can I-
You know what?
Can I-
He doesn't have pillowcases that
Can I
Dimebag Darrell made
propose
him.
something? If you are those ladies from back in the day, send us an email at pineapplenipplearsehole@gmail.com. We'd love to have you on the show and hear your perspective of this
And I don't
story.
even remember their names, dude.
No, and I'm fully like this is 100% serious. Like we'd love to have you on the show.
Even if you're
they're
just
standing on the side of the expressway with these pillowcases going, you sure they're going to take this way? You sure they're not going to take
There's
I-5?
only one way out.
if you
of
went down to Florida right now, they'd be standing there with really faded yellowed pillowcases that say "Welcome back, Damage Inc." And they're all sitting there, all old.
They're old.
They've
They're
been
just
waiting.
leathery from being out in the sun for
This is
25 years.
100% a Rick and Morty plot. I swear to God.
They've been waiting.
They'd be back.
They've been waiting for 27 years.
I told you they'd be back. So, ladies, please get a hold of us. Or if you know any, I mean,
So this will give you some idea on Florida chicks, though. So like
I do love
used,
that story.
I used to work in
Unlike
banking,
Mike.
and I had to go down to Florida. We had banks in Florida, so I had to fly down on the company's private jet. It was really rough, and go down there
class.
for an audit. And they had a bar on there and everything. It was pretty fantastic. Absolutely ruined commercial flight for me, flying on that damn
What kind
thing.
of plane was that, Phil?
that would be an Embraer 180.
It was a Cessna.
Oh, fuck Cessna.
Wait a minute. The company's
So you're-
private plane is a Cessna?
You're flying on the fucking
jet, yeah.
Wait, you're flying on the Pontiac of jets.
Okay, the jet we had.
It's a Pontiac
The jet
5
we
of
had
Learjets.
flew at like 43
The
to
Vibes had
45,000
great
feet.
I'm just fucking with you. It's actually good.
It took us 2
I just
hours
thought that
and
was a
9
good
minutes
joke.
to
It's
get
a
from
Pontiac
Bannack.
of jets.
Pontiacs are good.
Yes,
Some of
the
them.
racing division of
They're
GM.
so good they quit making them.
So
Rest in peace,
fly,
Oldsmobile.
fly down. Fuck y'all, ain't never been on a private jet. Fly down. Well, I'm sure you have.
Whoa, easy there, Fluffy.
All right, man.
So, anyways,
You're going to outdo him easily, so let him finish his story, and then
Oh,
we-
no, I'm not going to
then we
outdo him.
can
I just
attack him.
don't make assumptions. I've never been on a private jet.
Phil's whacked it on a private jet.
Phil has absolutely.
Phil has stuck.
No, but I've been
centerfolds
asked
to
for
the
a hand job on a
Whack.
private jet before.
He whacked it.
Asked for one.
To his own
You
hand.
caught that
To his
joke?
own hand.
No.
He looked at his hand and said, "You ever been to the Mile High Club?"
Not tonight, Phil. I'm busy.
I'm Jennifer Lopez.
Great.
That's great radio, isn't it?
What'd you say, Jennifer?
Right. We're doing the Cartman hand thing.
Yeah.
See, all your listeners right now are just as sober as they were an hour and a half ago, and they're all going, "Oh my God, these guys are out of their
No,
minds."
we talked about episode 2 a lot earlier, so they're like, they're pretty gone.
So you get on the Cessna.
So we fly down there. We get down there, and my boss actually says to me, he's like, all right, I know you're used to coming down and everybody being pretty professional, but this is audit season, so don't be shocked by what you see. So I don't know what I'm walking into. Well, we had a loan officer that was a former Dallas Cowboy cheerleader wearing almost nothing. And I'm not joking. I mean, a skirt that barely covered anything and, like, midriff showing. And
Was it a girl?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah, not one of the dudes that
That'll help.
picked him up. But
Hey, can you give me a hand up?
all the tellers were like these blonde beach babes, right? And they're all dressed scantily clad, and it was the
They're holding
smoothest.
pillowcases on the tarmac.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
Blah, blah, blah.
Welcome
Hey,
auditors.
when that happens to you, you let me fucking know.
Yeah.
Welcome back, beep bank auditors.
So
You know what we need is a big piece of poster board. Let's just use these pillowcases.
I walk in and I'm sitting in the conference room, and all these women are walking around.
God,
Not
you
one of
aroused
them
the
is wearing
snort.
much, and I'm just like, what the hell? They're like, oh, this will be really fast. And I'm used to audits lasting like 3 or 4 days. By like 3 o'clock, we're walking out of there going to the bar with these auditors. And
See,
all
when
these,
you work in banking, they don't call them groupies; they call them bankies.
yeah.
So all those bankies.
Or
are just-
whores.
Yeah. Or whores.
Or
Ham-fisted whores. Goddamn ham-fisted whores.
What's with the ham?
If you ever had a ham-fisted whore, you know exactly what I'm
This
talking
is the
about.
worst story. Keep going.
So
I love how you're the story police now.
He's like
It
the
was just
downer for everybody's
that-
story.
that
Really? You
that
did this
sums
and
up
that? Well, you suck.
that sums up Florida women in a nutshell.
That was the whole point.
Well, yeah.
They get excited about the most mundane shit.
And then they act on it, but they don't act on anything. I mean, Eric didn't get any benefit
So
out of that.
let's
He got
just face it.
pillowcases.
They are looking
Oh, I
for
got a bunch
someone.
of food and free booze.
Well, yeah, okay.
They're looking for someone to pay off their trailer that's in the panhandle of fucking Florida. The terrible part.
Yeah.
No, they're good. It's good. It's good. It's good. I wish I had these memories.
These chicks would even go to the bars before we'd get there and explain our rider. Our rider, if people don't know what a rider is, it's a list of expectations, I guess, from the band
I.e. demands.
to the bar. We need lunch. We need this. We need the other thing.
Bowl of green
And
M&Ms.
they would go to the bars and say, Eric won't eat raw seafood because we had a bar try to give us a bunch of sushi and shit for lunch. We're like, no. So we went to McDonald's. And they would go to these bars and set this all up for us before we'd even get there. And I just thought it was pretty impressive.
No, it's good.
That is very
Mike's
impressive.
still not impressed. I mean, what is some of the
I'm
shit
starting to get impressed. That's a lot to go through for roadie cop.
It is.
for roadie cock?
But they would
Look
lay
at-
around in our
Neat, neat.
rooms all day, and we'd get done with our shows, and they were backstage welcoming us off stage and hitting us with towels. They just kind of hired themselves. And I said, fine, whatever. You're not getting, that's great. They're not getting paid. I'm not doing them. But they're making everything better throughout these shows in Florida.
Were they easy to look at?
They're very pretty.
He
yeah.
said that.
So-
already.
Very
He
attractive.
led with that.
Yeah, they were hot.
Well, I'm just confirming for those
for
our
those,
listeners.
for
Oh,
those,
yeah, they were
for
very
those
attractive
perhaps who have
young ladies.
dreamweavered the last 20 minutes of the podcast.
For our listeners and me who didn't pay attention to that part.
Probably, I'm guessing, 22, 24-ish.
Oh,
Damn.
Just, yeah, very pretty, and just did us a solid. Just took a liking to us. I don't know why. We don't know where they came from or why they picked us or what the hell.
I like what we're up against here. We're what, 2 hours and 10 minutes?
We're at 2 hours and 7 minutes.
That's great. Let's just keep going. You know what? This is a podcast
Upload the whole
extraordinaire.
goddamn thing.
No, we are, and
We'll
we will.
have to take the express off.
And our listeners, our
We've been
listeners will-
accused of that.
Yes. So we do a thing on Thursday nights called the Quick Trip. Initially, we start.
15 minutes.
I mean,
You gotta
a
call
history,
this the quicker trip.
a history
Yeah.
lesson is we started off doing once a week, and Adam said this will never support twice a week. And then we decided to do a quick trip. So we did a 1 hour episode, then like a 15, 20, 30-minute episode. And then it's grown to be the quick trips are longer than the regular episodes.
We
and-
tend to do a lot of events, like our eating
Yeah.
contests and stuff like that are all during the quick trips, and they end up not being quick.
Yeah.
Because it takes a while to eat 6 foot of hot dog.
Oh, God. 6
Yeah.
foot of wiener takes a long time.
I don't know, Mike. What do you think about that?
Looking at you, Matt. Matt is our resident Sasquatch expert, and he's actually one of the people that is I think he's now taken over the mantle of being on more
He is
episodes than anybody else.
Yeah,
besides us.
And he's definitely our food champion.
I mean, unfortunately for the listeners, it's been Adam and I on every episode. Well, me. Adam, good job.
I've been on every episode.
I know, you've pleased everyone all the time.
Yeah.
I've seen the
That's
emails.
my job.
Yeah. I mean, women literally... They will turn up the bass on their speakers and straddle them, just, a la...
I'm the podcast fluffer, is what
And
you're
listen
saying.
to your voice.
He's the straight man.
Yeah.
Like, he's butt at
I'm the
it.
Right.
I'm the podcast fluffer, is what he's saying.
That makes you Costello.
Abbott!
I'd like to talk more about this whole getting Phil a date thing we're going to do.
Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah.
do this.
No.
So, 100th episode, we want to do like a dating game. We'll have a bunch of cheesy questions.
By the way, I think we have to change the date.
What?
I know a good girl.
Anyway, sorry to drop that bomb.
What the hell?
I think we're going to have to either do a week prior or a week after because I can't
dear
do
Lord.
that weekend.
I have arranged my whole life around that.
My moon cycle's that weekend
Where do you live?
in Deckerville.
Okay, so Deckerville, I know where that is. Do you know where that is?
I've been there.
Okay. So, yeah, if you got an idea of somebody that might be available, or
I know a girl who's single who's looking for a man.
yeah,
What about an engineer, though?
Uh,
Not quite a man, but kind of similar to one.
Half the man I used to be.
yeah. Okay, so there's a thing with women. They're not that particular when it comes to how a guy looks. Not saying you're fugly, but it's the financial stability, like a responsible man. And Phil seems very responsible.
and they
to
like
me.
funny guys, too.
They like funny too. They do like funny.
They love funny.
Yep.
What the fuck?
He has got financial responsibility all over his face, and he's funny. How can he not impress any lady that calls in?
Well,
he's
you would
fugly.
think so, and somehow he totally ruins that. Mostly through personality.
IEC asshole tendencies.
He's got no throttle on the jokes or something. or-
Oh,
Well, there's not a lot of throttle anywhere.
We should actually videotape my next first date with somebody. It's
that'd
fucking
be a good-
luxurious.
Micro penis is a
Hey,
deal
you know
breaker.
what?
Right.
P&A Podcast has the contest. Gets him a date. OGR goes on the date with him and films it.
Yeah.
And
That just seems creepy.
And sets part of it to original music.
Trailer Park Love Song.
There you go.
Trailer Park Love Song. That's my favorite, by the way.
Did you get to listen to it?
Of course.
Oh, all right.
I've listened to pretty much the whole album now at
Yeah.
work a
Yeah.
few times.
I gave you a disc, right?
No.
Oh,
I
how'd
just pulled it up on Spotify.
We
Oh, okay.
found it. We
Okay.
found it. We're savvy
You like
like that. You know,
You
we're,
like the record?
I do, very
you.
much so.
we're fellow content providers. We're savvy in looking up that shit.
You know, I
Content.
was here at your first show here. And,
Yeah, I remember.
and it was pretty impressive. And you guys have definitely dialed up
That
a
album,
notch.
the first album they did, I love it because I produced it, so I know every song.
Right.
I'm not being biased. I'm just saying I love it because
You've
I
listened
know
to it
every freaking song.
over
then,
and over, and-
then when you guys played Summer Rocks and you guys headlined that one time, I had the best time just standing out there drinking a beer, just watching you play all those songs.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, the band's definitely moved up in station.
So this will air less than a week from now. What is the 99's next show?
We have nothing planned right now. There's no gigs in the works. We got some personal things going on with the band that need to get taken
That's
care
fair.
of. And
Okay.
And the 99 is more of a showcase band. They're not a bar band.
Right, we don't go
You're not
out-
going to
we
find
play
them doing
originals,
cover
so-
songs at
Right,
bars.
right.
They're an original band, and I respect the shit out of them for that because there's not a lot of bands that will go that route and stay together and create 2 albums, and keep going.
So here's what I propose. If somehow out of this shithole of whatever we decide to do with hooking me up with a date, I decide to ever get married again, will the 99 play the wedding?
absolutely.
Oh, that'd be great.
But man,
Now
what
Phil's got
a
incentive.
lame ass reception is going to be playing an all original band. No one knows the songs.
Oh, it's going to be great. no, that's very on brand. That's very on
okay.
brand for me.
See, Phil is the sober one out of all his friends, so they won't give a shit what you're playing.
Are we going to do this? Or are we going to have a dating game for Phil?
We really want
This
to.
has to be
It's
done.
been discussed.
This has got to be done.
So here, we talked about how I'm not ashamed of anything and I will talk about shit, but this embarrasses me. Like the fact that,
Which
can
is why
see,
I
I can
love
tell.
it. Which is
Yeah.
why I love it.
He found it. He's the one that uncovered that. Because normally everything rolls off like water off a duck's back for me.
Would you be willing to shave for a girl? If she asks, she says, I don't like that on your face.
I mean, I'll manscape, but I don't know about that.
You wouldn't shave your face for a girl?
He was... You guys missed it, but, I mean, his beard was like you saw in the picture, even longer. But...
It was down to almost nothing.
He shaved like a month ago.
Yeah. So I would. I mean...
You would.
Yeah.
If she asked you to.
I think part of it should be letting us hire a someone to doll him up.
Ooh.
Oh, a Phil makeover.
Makeover, handsome him up,
Makeover.
He goes on a date, he's in a suit, he's shaved. Oops. He's shaved. What happened to my thing? He's shaved, he looks great, and the girl's impressed. I mean, it would definitely be something that would help you seal the deal.
We should find the most hideous girls for this.
Yeah.
Like a hunchback,
a dude.
We do it like the dating game where they're behind a wall and they only can ask questions. They don't get to see, him.
I know my legs are different lengths, but I'm still very flexible.
Bachelorette number 2. How do you feel about having sex in a pool?
Well, sounds good to me.
I got some sores that don't mix with chlorine too well.
Hi, Phil. Bachelorette number 2 here. How do you feel about club feet?
Now I know how fucking Carl felt in An Idiot Abroad.
Oh, shit.
Jesus Christ.
Except
Lord.
you're an idiot right here.
Hey,
I don't
Phil,
have to be abroad.
Is hammer toe a deal breaker?
Jesus Christ.
Will you rub a bunion?
Well, you are getting older. You're not going to get a 22-year-old Hattie. How old are you?
Don't want to discuss it. I'm in my early 40s.
Okay, so you're in your early 40s. You're 42, 43-ish.
Yeah, 42.
Okay, so that's not bad. You're going to be able to get an attractive young lady who...
I don't know what planet this guy lives on.
Oh, dude. I've
See the size of his glasses.
I know.
I know, right?
Glasses.
Boing.
No, I bet he will. With a makeover.
We got to do the makeover.
And just his clout, he's an engineer and
My
he's
Q
financially
score.
stable. That's all it's going to take, and he's funny.
He's got a podcast that ranks. I mean, I don't think they'll hold that against him.
We have to do this. This
Yes.
would be fabulous.
Yeah.
I believe so.
And the other thing I want to do is an OGR show where we we wax Mike's nose hair.
Oh, I can arrange that 100% right now. I've got a lady that I've had do that for me before, and she has big old titties.
I do my own. I have a thing upstairs.
I want a big old titty
Shut up,
lady
Eric.
to do this.
Oh, okay.
She got
Yeah.
big titties. Oh,
No, she has big old titties, and she'll come do it for you. And
So let's do that.
And she's strong.
yeah, no, she's actually an very attractive woman with big old titties. But that's what she does. She loves doing that shit because she loves seeing dudes just going, "Holy fuck!"
And I do my own every 3 months. It doesn't hurt at all.
Right.
I'll rip them out and it's nothing.
do we have a date on this, or is this still in the
Well,
planning
it was
stages?
October 9th, which it sounds like it's not now because somebody's a dick.
for this.
So my friend is a dick, and here's why.
Because he said all along we were going to do our 100th episode on October 9th, and now
Which
it's
is
not
when
gonna
our
happen.
100th episode would fall.
And what are you doing on that day? He's learning. Let me come up with something. I don't know.
Yeah, he's trying to
No
recluse.
What is it that's
I'm
gotten
not
in the
dating
way?
some random woman, I can tell you that.
Not
No,
going on a date. That's
No. It's
He's a little shy about this whole
no.
subject.
It's because that day there's a lot going on with my kids, so I don't want to.
Oh, it's a family thing.
Yeah, it's a family thing.
At 7 o'clock at night?
But why did it take
I
you
don't
so long
want.
to...
I want to be focused the day that we do that episode. I don't want.
Why would you change our formula?
You're right, because lately, as today, I had a fucking shit ass day at work because my boss is a dick, and here's why: because he's a dick, and I bust my ass all day. I have to go home, do 5 things at home, then I have to come here, do a fucking fantasy football draft during an episode. Well, you're right. Why would we change the formula? I just don't feel like we're getting the best of Phil on this.
You're doing a pretty good job, though.
Yeah, you've been fine.
I'm holding it together with some baler twine.
I think
and
that
zip
kind of thing
ties.
is Phil. If we didn't have that, we wouldn't get the real Phil.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we want the future Mrs. Phil to get the real Phil. which is a distracted, frazzled
But I want
shell
her
of
to,
a man.
I want her to be fulfilled.
Well, I'm sure you can handle that part.
Well, we're
So maybe I should. And you know what? People have said this before. They're like, you thrive in chaos, and you're better when you're broken. And I'm like, that's actually 100% accurate.
People have said that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
and that is
They're
not
like, holy
uncommon.
fuck, how do you do this? And I'm like, it's just what
You're
I
like,
do.
shut up, Mom.
They're like, yeah, how do you, yeah, Mom, I told you, meatloaf.
That was on the wedding.
Yeah.
The wedding
Mom,
dress.
the meatloaf.
The meatloaf!
So
Oh, shit.
I've been told that I thrive in chaos, and I'm tired of thriving in chaos because it's fucking chaotic.
You need some stability.
There's no
So
stability.
where
There's
are we
when I
going
go
to get
home,
the women though?
We're gonna
Like,
find-
so he had. Let's say the
Put
show.
out a contest.
That's on the 8th. Okay, let's say the show is on the 8th. Is that where you're going to look for the women, or are we looking for them now
Well, I
to
think we
line
need-
them up with the show?
We need to line them up.
I think
we
so
need
too.
to get them, lined up. We don't want to go in and with high expectations of we're going to have all these women for Phil, and then somebody named Carl dressed up as a woman shows up and wants to date Phil.
Gets all the answers right.
That was my ace
ends
in
up
the hole.
dating them.
That's,
Okay,
you just
so-
shot that.
so-
Much like he hated your story earlier, he hated the fact that you outed his plan.
Yeah, see? So I think what we can do is we can create an event.
Not the first time he's been outed.
Let's say we'll take the OGR page and we'll create an event. Find Phil a date or whatever the hell you want to call it. Create an official event. I'll make you guys at the PNA podcast a administrator of the event, and we'll both push it out there. And girls will write back in and say, "Yes, I'm interested. I'd like to."
Has to be girls, though, right, Phil?
I'm not hearing
Yes.
a no. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Has to be girls.
No, there's a lot of attractive and good-looking dudes out there, but I'm into women 100%. Like I've tried.
Not
and-
as much as you'd
I mean,
like to
I've hung some Playboy centerfolds on the shower
Playgirl.
wall, and it just
Playgirl.
yeah, Playgirl centerfolds. It
You
just
can't
didn't
even
do
say
for
it,
me.
can you?
No,
Can't even get through the bit.
and
Is it a bit? Because
It was
I've
a
never
bit.
went that far.
it
Just to
was
hang
no, it was a
picture
bit. It was a bit.
of a dude.
It was a
He
bit.
couldn't even get through it. He couldn't even get through it.
I think
It was a bit. I couldn't get through it. You're right.
Most
I think that
straightest man
when
ever.
you break this down, though, I think it's genius to even think of plastering the centerfold to the shower wet wall so that you are now it's at eye level and you have both hands free, right?
See, he gets it. He gets it 100%.
Before, he probably was struggling with holding it in one hand and holding that in the other hand and then not being able to...
So here's the struggle. Here's where. So to be fair, honestly,
he knew he
fair.
had to be an engineer.
No. Necessity is the mother of invention. So I would hold my centerfold outside of the shower curtain.
So it wouldn't get wet.
So it wouldn't get wet. And then the shower floor, then the bathroom floor would get wet, and my mother would get pissed.
So
I compromised. And you know what? One day I just said,
Improvised.
there was an improvisation. I'm like, if I had a way of mounting this on the shower wall, and then I'm just like, what had happened was, you see, what had happened was, I actually had the centerfold in my hand, and I decided to I had a scratch or an itch on my knee, and I just slapped it against the shower wall, and I looked up and it stuck, and all of a sudden, the manna from the heavens, I mean, the clouds opened up, the sunshine came down,
Right.
and just said, all your problems are now solved. But I said, I mean, the price is, because there's a price to every invention, every necessity we do in life has a price. The one was, of course, you could not reuse. Right, and I finished myself. I could not reuse that page, but I had solved many problems.
Right.
But you got many pages worth of
In that-
use out of that page.
If I had to estimate, it was anywhere between 57 to 85.
I notice you have a waterproof phone case now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, good God. Remember, dude, this is why you're not getting dates.
Right.
This is the kind of shit I'm going to tell you right now. TMI.
Right.
Don't say this to girls.
Right.
And I'll guarantee you there's every chick out there going, well, he's not sticking me to the wall.
Yeah.
Survey says.
Zero.
All right, we're gonna try to get
Wah,
you a date.
wah.
You got to learn how to throttle shit though with the girls.
All right.
You don't have to do it here. I mean, as long as they don't listen to your podcast.
Well, I mean,
So I mean, we have our work cut out for us because watching him talk to Stacy from Sugar Plum Fairies.
Oh,
he's
painful.
Yeah.
Oh, rough.
Yeah, we need to send him to like a Got Game class.
Pretty girl, pretty girl.
So I'm like, hi. She's like, hi.
I'm awkward.
And then Len was standing right there, and he's just looking at me, rolling his eyes.
You know who's got game that impressed her immediately?
Greg
licked her friggin' drum throne. That's all you got to do.
Sniffed it.
Yeah.
Or sniffed it. Yeah.
She's girl.
So that's pretty lowbrow for me. Like, I like to be more intellectual, but okay.
I could tell that about you.
She's an engineer, so she's probably
She's
used
busy
to being
being
smarter.
intellectual on her own.
Right. She's probably smarter than most people. So somebody who's got the balls to do that would probably impress her more than somebody who's like, oh, I can figure out the structural integrity of a bridge.
Yeah. She's not planning on marrying him. That was just like an animalistic turn on for what he did.
Yeah.
It's game.
Yeah. And then he blinded her
So
with
my
his
knowledge
teeth.
of Bernoulli's principle would not impress her. Yeah.
Well,
Or calibration of pedo tubes doesn't impress her. Yeah.
No.
It's just sniffing.
No,
her
but
drum
again,
set.
women love financial stability. So that and your sense of humor is going to get you this date. I'm telling you that right now.
This guy has more confidence in me than I've ever had, and I appreciate that.
Well, we all do. Because,
And then you hear me say things like, yeah, Bette Midler, I fucking splooged right in between those titties in her Cosmopolitan
God.
centerfold.
That Bette Midler.
Oh.
Am I missing something? Do I have the wrong person?
She
in
was
my head?
wearing that Ralph Lauren. Jeez, oh, Pete.
I could actually, let's see if I can find that photo. Although I might get strangely erect.
No.
Don't look it up? All right.
No, we're better off not knowing.
So you want to...
Can you reach the beer cooler?
So once again, theater of the mind. I have to go use the fence again.
See, he's got to go. Maybe you should pause us.
Nah,
gotta be-
never pause.
Whichever.
Right?
It doesn't matter.
We had to pause the other day because I got called out to work, and it felt dirty.
Gross.
Felt bad. Didn't like it.
The pausing?
Yeah.
We have to do this dating game.
Oh, yeah.
You got to get OGR involved.
And we have other people in Deckerville that are also on board with it. So if we can plan this out well,
Is there a bar that has bands?
the bar that we record in every week is not really big enough for bands, but they would definitely.
Is there a venue in town that does have bands?
In Deckerville, no.
And there needs to be like age requirements and stuff. The girl needs to be between 35 and 45 or something.
I would say 35 and 45.
Something like that.
What, you just 35? That's the youngest.
And we'll go 30.
He's 42.
Yeah.
I mean, he could.
Mike
He could do
30,
32. 32 to 45.
Okay, whatever. I mean, of course, the guy is always going to want the younger girl, but it may not always be mutual. But he's very intelligent, he's funny, and he's financially stable.
Maybe you should date him.
I should date him. No, I'm married. But I'm thinking that in a way as how I would pitch him to girls I might know through Facebook or whatever.
His
Like if we're gonna-
podcast was ranked number 128 this week. Yes, Phil, please. Thanks for asking. His podcast was ranked number 128 in the U.S. this
Unless
week.
you want the Ultra.
Whichever way, I'll take the Ultra.
You drink that. It's low cal.
Fantastic. I'm not the one who's getting set up to date somebody.
Yeah, I need to start losing some weight. Jesus Christ.
You better go to Vegas.
You better hit the treadmill.
The treadmill?
Daddy needs a new career.
Then he needs to retire.
What should I do when I grow up? That's what I've always wondered.
I'm
Not
a Toys R
be
Us
on a
kid.
podcast.
Well, here you are.
Yet here we are.
So we're going to make this happen, Phil.
We're going to make this
I
happen.
don't like this.
Oh, we're going to make this happen. Phil.
I will. I'll be honest. I will.
It's
Chuck
kind of
Woolery.
established itself here as we.
Yeah, I will Chuck Woolery the shit out of this.
Yes, and we're going to write the questions.
Yeah.
That's the part I'll enjoy.
Is there? We were talking about age requirements. Are you? Is there an age?
What's the
bracket
youngest you would
for
date?
Don't ask him that. I
Come on.
kind of know that answer.
Jeffrey Epstein. What is the
He's going to
youngest
go
you
with
would date?
18.
No. 21 at this point.
You would date a 21-year-old? You
I
sick
have.
old fuck.
I have within the past couple of years, yeah.
Dirty bastard.
Yeah.
21, you're way too old for a 21-year-old.
Like if you weren't single, you wouldn't.
No, 21. I got daughters that age. No way.
Yeah, right.
Well,
you're
have
you're
them
at the
come-
bar.
What am I
you're
going
single.
October
to
9th.
talk
Have 'em
to
come
a
out.
21-year-old about?
There's no talking.
That's the problem.
Yeah.
Come on.
But there is not a lot of talking.
We're not looking to get him laid. We're looking for a relationship.
That's true.
Wouldn't this be something if he
So
meets his soulmate
if I had to put,
because of us?
if you want a range, I would say 30 to 50.
Wow.
Oh,
we
you
were
would-
we were thinking 30 to 45.
30 to 45 is
You would
good.
date
I mean,
at
I-
50, huh?
Well, if
I haven't. I have.
Fucking guilt.
if she's like got money and gonna pass away soon. So I mean, seriously, dude, what better way to meet your soulmate than in a public forum with a bunch of people that have nothing but your best interest
Right.
and
Well, I've always
entertainment
said-
at heart?
I'm always trying to snag a new decade because I've slept with women who have been born in the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s. So why not try for the 2000s or the 50s now, right?
All right.
He's
Lord.
laid it out. 30 to 50.
You
That's
see
a
why
20,
he does,
20
do you,
year
do
window.
you see why he doesn't get dates?
Yeah, I'm baffled as to why he's single.
30 to 50 is a safe range for us to find you some real good candidates.
Man, I'd lower that. I'd go 30 to 45, dude.
All right,
Because
all
what
right.
if let's
All right, let's
just say that you
let's meet in the
that
middle,
you
30
met a
to
girl,
46.
You met a girl and then you get serious and shit, and you might marry her. Maybe she's part of your life now. Do you really want her to be 21 or 50? No, you probably want her to be a little more close
Closer
to your age.
Oh, gross. Mine's just terrible.
He knows what the body of a 42-year-old's like. You don't want that.
It's like reading Braille, and only it's lumpy.
Lumpy Braille.
So, like, chicks with kids is not a deal breaker for you?
No,
Like,
all right, to be honest,
To be fair.
not fair.
to be
They'd have to be
grown children.
not grown, older, at least teenagers or older. I can't do little kid. I can't do, like, I
Do you,
would say,
do you have kids?
yeah, I do.
And they're older?
Well, they're, 14 and 11.
Okay.
So that age range is fine. But I can't do, like, 2-year-old, 1-year-old,
Right.
4-year-old.
So that's a no. That's a deal breaker.
Right. Or adults are fine. I mean, if she's 45 and has a 23-year-old, I'm cool with that. That's fine. Yeah,
You'll
And
bang
you're going
them
to want to
too.
date both of them.
Yeah, he'll bang
well,
them
then
too.
you try for the gruesome twosome at that point.
Oh, so
see.
single forever.
He's laid it out there. 30
Yeah,
to 50.
I
think
would
that's
certainly date a 60-year-old who had a 25-year-old daughter. Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Is she hot? No, you're right. My mouth gets sometimes though. Here's the tragedy of Phil, the towel of Phil. I will let my mouth get in the way of things
No.
for the sake of comedy.
No.
I will. You've noticed that. Adam knows
Yeah,
this too.
I'm shocked.
Like
this
I've
is a
blown,
revelation.
I've blown shit up just for the sake of comedy, and he's like, "Weird." I'm like, "But it's a great bit, though, isn't it?"
So
There's a threshold with the woman. You're gonna have to follow that. That's
Well,
or you're
I
gonna
mean-
lose them. They have to be under this threshold of your comedy or
Here's
whatever.
the thing, though. No matter where you're at in life, there's always going to be women around.
There's a line, is what you're
Yeah,
saying.
but do you have one?
I'm not worried about it.
We're worried
What you're
about it,
saying
which
is
is
there's a line with the comedy that
Right.
you can't cross.
well, and
Threshold,
and
yeah.
I'll be honest, I've never seen Phil blow it up unless he was ready
The comparison.
to be done with that line.
He's like, listen to him.
Phil has never blown something up unless he's like, yeah, I'm just done with this anyway. So then he will make a way to make it funny.
And I go Chernobyl.
Yeah,
But he
And
sounds to me like he does want a date and a girl to be with.
Looking
Oh, he
for
does.
love
Because I can understand if he just didn't care. Well, then just let it go, blow it up. But he does care, and so I'm trying to like take that information and listen to how he speaks and the things he says, and say, okay, these things are over that threshold. You should probably not say those in front of the girl.
Well, and let me point this out too, because if Phil does get somebody that he's happy with, by doing all of this, I'm showing that I'm confident that regardless of what Phil shows up, I can carry the podcast with a guest, because if he gets happy, the podcast is going to suck. Well, at least his portion.
I don't think so. If he finds the right girl that likes what he's doing,
She might encourage.
Then there won't be any change in him, you know.
Right, and then he could like develop a whole slew of material just about ragging on her, and if she's the right girl, she'll enjoy it.
She'll enjoy
Yeah.
life experiences with her. He'll have all kinds of new material.
You know, he'll be like, "Oh, my mom and my new girlfriend get together great because they got a story to talk about where I've pasted a picture of the shower."
He won't have to keep sticking shit to the wall. You know he's still doing it.
Well, yeah.
No, he's got a waterproof phone case.
Mm-hmm.
I need one of those life-proof cases, maybe 2 of them.
He stuffs it in the shampoo rack.
You know, there's
No,
I'm
at the age now that I not only need a life-proof case on my phone, but I need the life alert around my neck, because when I'm in the shower jerking off, I'm about to die at any point.
Yep.
I'm at that age.
Raise that heart rate to what, like 86?
Yeah, it's just like, oh, whoa, got that one under the wire.
See, this is the episode you don't let the new date listen to.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to hear shit like that.
But if she's made it to this point, God bless her. She's for you.
Right.
I like it. I like what you got.
Trust.
Masturbating is easy. It's finding the video is the hard part.
Yeah.
That's right. You're absolutely
I've already
right.
seen her.
So no. We talk about genres of porn all the time. Like sometimes it will take me anywhere between 10 to 17 minutes, on average, to find the porn I want to watch. But then to do it all takes less than 45 to maybe a minute and a half. Yeah. 45 seconds to a minute and a half.
Once you hit
when
that-
you find that sweet spot,
Yeah, it's magical.
I mean, it's all
at that
over for
point.
everything but the curtain beside my fucking, bed or toilet.
So we
whatever
did
I'm at,
also
yeah.
find this out, that Phil will sometimes have the windows open and the lights on, and his neighbors get treated to a silhouette.
Silhouette, Alfred Hitchcock style of me jerking off in my front window of my fucking house. Because my bathroom's in the front, like right off my front porch. You can see it. And the one day somebody was in my bathroom, I'm like, oh, I can tell. I'm like, wait a minute. I stand in front of that window and that curtain doing, oh, shit.
And I don't keep the volume down.
So anytime you have a light on inside of a curtain or whatever, you're going to get that.
Well, to my neighbors, you're welcome.
I've realized that from experience from camping.
Right.
Right. So you turn everything off, change your clothes, turn it back on.
And I mean, once in a while, perhaps if somebody was outside my bedroom window, it'd just be my naked ass bouncing up and down on top of a woman, but that doesn't happen very often. So it's probably just them seeing the sad silhouette of me doing that in my front window. Yeah, I'm glad I don't live in a fucking place where I have to, answer to an HOA or anything, because that would be terrible. I mean, Phil, stop jerking off in the front window of your fucking house where everybody can see your silhouette, and you have no rhythm because we can hear what's going on because the window's open. It's summertime. Yeah, and these are things you're talking about. Like, wow.
So Adam,
This is actually
fucking left.
this is actually some of my
It's your turn to.
yeah. This is actually some of my better stuff. Like, we're like 2 hours and 30 minutes and 20 minutes into
You're
this.
just hitting the sweet spot.
So nobody's
Right.
gonna. No, you're right.
Yeah, most podcast listeners have already turned us off.
They've already tuned
2
out.
hours
So-
and 30
And
minutes.
here I am.
58 minutes of that was Eric telling a story about girls in Florida holding pillowcases.
Here I am giving
lots of other stories,
diatrobes.
too.
Yeah, diatrobes of me jerking off like that in silhouettes and HOAs, which is, I mean, pretty good material.
20
We can-
more minutes was Mike sitting around trying to think of something that was as cool as that he
So,
did with his band.
I want him to do me a favor, though. I need Mike Abraham to do me a favor, and I want him to bring the full you next time. The full, yeah,
Yeah?
I do.
Yeah, okay, man.
So we
Careful
need,
what you wish for.
We have no. I will not be upset. We need to do this again, and I want you to bring the fastball.
We won't have Eric on the show, and then I'll just run Eric down the whole time.
No, that's not what I'm asking for.
Oh,
man.
what are you looking for?
The personality to shine. You've got that big voice, that big personality. I want those stories. I want that.
It's that frickin' Subway cup.
You're right. He didn't get the free bacon.
Let me pour that motherfucker out.
All right. We'll get 12 beers in me and let it go.
That's
buddy.
right.
No, that's what
right.
I want. No, hey, nobody wants Bruce Banner. Everybody wants the Hulk.
All right.
A great analogy.
They spend 45
That's an
minutes watching Bruce
analogy.
Banner waiting for the Hulk.
See, that's not a comparison. That's an analogy.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I'm a lot of things, but I'm an idiot. But anyway,
Yeah, we're going to hook you up, buddy.
oh God, I
just the thought of it. I can just
I'm
see
so
the thought.
upset and I'm so scared, but yet intrigued and excited at the same time.
And we know a lot of band people, so there's going to be some girls that are either in bands or familiar. What was that?
A lot of whoas.
I love whoas. I love whoas.
A lot of groupies from the 80s who are now 55 years old.
If he says they're from Florida and she brought a pillowcase with your name on it, I'm gonna be like, what the fuck? I'm like, okay, sold. She knows my rider already, and hopefully I'm riding her. She knows my demands.
Are you going to Chuck Woolery the shit out of this or what?
Oh, God. Well,
are you going to go back in 2 and 2?
I love that.
I will totally.
Woolery's a big conservative too. Did you know that? He's very outspoken.
A lot of people from back then were. It's only lately everybody's been brainwashed.
Yeah.
You guys try to keep the politics off the show, right?
No, I mean, not politics so much. We generally don't talk about COVID just because when we started this, we wanted to
we let you go
from it. But yeah, I mean,
earlier
we're not like
we're over that. It's been almost a year now. But for our basic tenet of when we started this was we wanted everybody to have a getaway from that. But now it's not as
it's okay
big
to
of a
joke
deal.
about now.
Well,
of
yeah.
course.
It's okay to joke.
Yeah,
about.
absolutely.
Like we don't edit. We don't talk about COVID. We don't. Yeah, that. I mean,
which I'm jealous of. You guys do a show. You don't do any. You sit here and record, and all you're going to do when it's done is hit upload.
Yeah.
With our show, with OGR, we set up 3 different cameras. We got a green screen, shitloads of lighting, and when we're done shooting, Mike leaves and says, "Okay, cool. When am I going to see it?" I'm like, well, tomorrow I'll transfer the video from the cameras, and then I'll start putting it all together. It's probably going to be about 2 weeks before I get it edited.
Yep.
And it's a big old pain in the ass.
No, and there's validity to both ways of doing it. And if you're doing video, it takes a lot more. And we've talked about this even with this show, and we've done a ton of research. And a lot of times you have to video what people want to watch. Because when we do a 3-hour podcast like we're doing tonight, they don't want to watch all 3 hours. But if you got some snippets that were fucking brilliant, then they kind of want to see it.
You put together a clip show.
Right. It would be 3 hours of just us sitting here drinking.
Right.
But
which I know is riveting. I mean,
it is for us.
Yeah. I mean, from my point of view, this has been great, except when I turn towards Mike, who's not drinking.
Right. It's boring on that corner of the bar.
But like this 2/3. This 2/3 has been very entertaining.
So I don't know. I don't know what the future holds. I wish I did, but we'll get there. Apparently, the 100th-ish.
You need some more moonshine, bro.
Yeah, hook me up. We'll do it. Why not?
See,
that's another thing, ladies.
Another
thing, ladies. I never say no.
Well,
that is true.
They're going to think you got cramps.
Nah, don't shove things up my ass, though.
Right.
Hi, Phil. Bachelorette number 2. Is butt play a deal breaker?
Wait, depends on whose butt it is.
Traverse City Cherry?
Try it. Let's do it. Yeah.
God, you suck.
Hoo-ah.
Got a cork.
Yeah,
I like your host voice though.
Yeah, you might have to guest host.
Tell us more. Like,
I have experience.
Would you co-host with me?
I have experience.
Can you, Bachelorette number 3. Give us the next question.
Well, how cool would it be to have him in here?
We could do it right here in the Tiki Bar.
We
could do it right here in the Tiki Bar.
Or whatever.
And we'll set up the green screen like a curtain so he can't see.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's brilliant.
Oh.
We'll do it.
Okay.
But we'll have to do it then before the snow comes.
All right.
Well, it'll be October 9th.
No.
I'm not
16th.
plowing through that again.
The
Or
16th?
2nd. 16th or 2nd.
Sorry, I'm unavailable on the 16th.
You know, if we play this
it is
right-
my 25th wedding anniversary. On the 16th.
What better way to spend your 25th
Fifth wedding anniversary than hosting a dating
Then it's Chuck Woolery style.
than to try and get him his first?
trying to get a loser laid. That'd be, be a
first. Oh, I gotta be
great fucking way to. Sorry, honey, I can't make it.
Okay,
You'll have to cancel the hall and the 100 guests because I got to go do this.
We could do it.
Incorporate them.
But there's a silver lining. You know your friend that's a hunchback with the glass eye? I'm going to get her laid.
All her dreams are going to come true.
So we got to do this in like sections. So the first thing we have to do, we're going to put out like a contest to get the 3 girls. Wrong.
This is some bullshit, man. This is some bullshit. There's some collusion going on here. Collusion!
It's the damn Russians.
The reason is because
Everybody's cup is half full. Mine is like
everybody's
almost
also drinking
overflowing.
beer.
That's
You're
mine.
not.
That's mine.
Jeez, Pete. I'll trade you.
Okay.
Look how much wider mine is, too.
That's what she
This
said.
guy was in the jungle with his scraper a little too much on mine because
He got a little overzealous. He was thinking about ladies.
Pay no attention to that little
He's like,
lady
this is what I
on
was-
the bottom.
You could tell that he got one stick and made all these out of one stick because they taper down.
He said that's the wubby vagina I was with last night.
Yeah, right. Podcast
Cheers.
listeners, Mike is bitching because his glass is a little wider.
What
than
a-
Too
ours.
full of liquor.
I got too much of free alcohol.
What
Right.
a whiny bitch I am tonight.
That's right. Fucking vagina hurts.
Oh, that was good.
Yeah.
God damn it.
Oh, that's less delicious than the other one.
Yeah.
Do you think my dreams will
Did
ever
you
come
finish
true?
this tiki bar with that?
Yeah.
That shit, I might as well have.
Yeah, I think you did.
Ugh.
All right, mute me. I got to piss.
You know them funky little flowers the dating game used to have on all the...
Yeah.
You know, the little...
Like the Price is Right flowers.
No?
They were like a dot with petals on the outside.
How's that relate to the prices, right?
They have the same thing. Exactly the same flowers.
Get down.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. It's like your cheesy 70s spay and neuter your pet flower.
Okay. Yeah, like you would see them on the side of a VW bus full of hippies.
We have to make sure that people know to spay and neuter their pet
Yeah.
if they come out to this podcast or come out to this event. So, Phil, you really can't do the 9th?
No.
It would be cool
son
to do
of
it
a
here
bitch.
at the Tiki Bar, but I think we should do it in like a public place where we can invite the public. This is a private residence. That's not cool.
I do like the idea of having it at a bar. It doesn't have to be Deckerville. We could do it at Sunrise Sunset if they'd be cool with it.
Yeah, that's a good idea. It's big enough.
It's big enough. It's a little more maybe we can draw somebody who's not related to Phil by not being in Deckerville.
We could get random to play,
You know the
and
one
then me and Eric could sit in, and there'd be music, and
I could
I
sit,
like the
I could
fact
sit
that
in
this
two,
is
you
an
son of a
event.
bitch.
Yeah.
we make it an event.
I could sit in two, you son of a bitch.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
a
right.
good old guitar picker.
Oh yeah, for sure. You play or you try to play?
I have.
Is that how you
Well,
explain
I
he
it
have
to me?
zero skills.
He has instruments. He has guitars.
That's
he has
what
a
you
Marshall
said.
stack.
Can you play Smoke on the Water or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Okay.
I could muddle my way through it. It's not going to be good.
Mostly he just strokes it.
But you're intrigued by the whole wishing you could play music.
I wish I could do what everybody here does.
No, I don't play any instruments.
So there is video out there of Phil jumping up and doing a song with one of my bands.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, singing.
How'd that go? Oh.
Yeah.
We've all heard how that goes.
He wasn't playing guitar. No, he was just singing.
Well, some
What
people
song
would
did you
call
sing?
it singing. Black number one.
easy.
Type O negative.
I mean, that's...
Type O negative?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you go that deep?
Yeah.
And that's not a hat song. It's not like everybody knows that.
No.
Well, he didn't know a lot of the words that night, but he was pretty inebriated when he got up there.
That doesn't sound like
While
me.
you were urinating,
Who'll give her?
Adam suggested maybe Sunrise Sunset we could do the dating game.
If they'd
Because
be
it'd
cool
be
with
great
that.
to do it here, but we wouldn't be able to invite the public because it's your house. So
That is true. You'd have to talk to the owner,
we could get random to
Corey,
play.
Corky, whatever her name is. Corey. She's not a big fan of mine.
Would really like to get the
Well, we
sugar-
don't have to
sugar
do it
pump
there.
fairies.
I'm sure we could find another venue.
Yeah, we probably should.
Yeah, we should get the Sugar Punk Fairies.
Yeah.
Well, she can come in at like 8 3/4 once pregnant.
You can't have the Sugar Punk Fairies because Stacy's going to be there, and whoever is going to date Phil is not going to live up to Stacy, and he's going to be just
No.
all Stacy-eyed.
We'll make Stacy one of the bachelorettes that he can't see. She's behind the, and we'll load her with all the fucked up questions, so he would never choose her. So then that's how the dating game goes: is you get to see all the chicks you didn't pick first.
So he doesn't pick Stacy.
Doesn't pick Stacy.
But he picks this other
the hunchback with the
giant
glass
mama
eye
who-
comes around. Oh, that's awesome.
So we got to get like the typical, like
Hotties.
the 900 number sex phone operator in there that's like in a moo-moo,
Hi, Phil.
bringing in her
Bachelorette number 3.
bringing in her 8 kids under 2 years old. Hi, Phil. Hi, Phil. I don't have any kids under 2 years old.
I don't know about that.
I like it.
It's
All
going
right,
to get confusing. He's going to end up like just leaving on us or something.
but then watch him fall madly in love and just be like,
You know what?
Wouldn't that be the shit if
we
he
need
did
an
find
event
his soulmate
name.
through
Yeah.
this?
That'd
We're
be
doing it as a
fucking
gag and shit. And
crazy.
he actually finds a blind girl.
that can't smell.
I find my Helen Keller.
We need an event name and like a big thing we can advertise. have it at a bar, like you say, or
Your
there,
Phil
or
of
whatever.
Phil.
And toss on it first annual because I love that.
Get your fill of Phil. It can't be a first annual because that's a turnoff for the chicks.
No, I know.
How can you have a first annual?
That's a callback because I ranted
Right.
and raved on a fucking first.
so there's
annual
a sign in
bullshit,
the bar
yeah.
that we do this at that says first annual something,
And I
so
went
it became a
off
whole
Because they
thing.
plan on having it.
I
more
spent
years.
25 minutes dissecting that on a podcast once, and I'm just like, fucking bullshit.
Just so you know, we have 10 minutes of recording time left on this thing.
So let's
before
end
it-
So
the
you're
show.
the guy. You're the guy that's going to sit there and go, jumbo shrimp.
That's an oxymoron.
I don't freaking think so.
Nah, no such thing.
Male lady.
No such thing.
Yep, that's him.
No such thing.
I don't get that.
You figured out the formula.
What's male lady?
He cracked the code.
male lady.
He
get
cracked the
okay.
code. That's one of the. That's
Yeah.
one of Philisms, isn't it? Like I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit. Yeah,
The male lady in my neighborhood's hot. She's hot. Got like a hot ass man.
I have no.
There's-
I have no comment.
There's one that walks around by the hospital. Like
to
she
send
doesn't
letters
come
to
the
myself.
hospital, but she
I'm gonna
walks around.
send letters to
Just to get her to
myself.
come over.
I'll pay the postage for that shit.
I've been reading your mail. It's just weird pictures of me walking around delivering mail.
But why am I a stick figure?
I'm a stick figure, but my ass and tits are awesome.
Booyah shaka. All right, we should end this episode.
How do you guys generally end episodes?
So here's how we ended abruptly.
Yeah.
We say, thank you for listening to the P&A Podcast Express. He's Adam Filkins. He's Mike Abraham. He's Eric Van Landingham. I'm Phil Nickel. Make good choices.
Don't forget to get your pet